Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. We're playing some more Shadows Embrace. I'm Fen. I'm going to be your storyteller this evening. Once again, we're back with another episode of Shadows Embrace, episode 8. Name and address, please. Now let's introduce our kindred. We got new places for. Oh god, thank you as well for all the resubs. My players that are right next to me in chat.
Consider it a thank you for adding my clan symbol to my thing.
Yes, we have proper symbolage now.
Yay.
Proper representation of our lovely Ventru clan. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Ventru.
I almost said Tremere, and then I almost said Toreador, and I was like, neither of these.
No.
Take two.
You'll get
That
there,
is
bud.
not correct.
Can I take that again?
One more take, please. Let's go around and real quick and introduce ourselves. Who will be playing tonight, with the exception of me, obviously. I'm your storyteller. So let's go around from me, and let's start with Jesse.
Hello, my name is Jesse, and I am playing Khalees, who is a Banu Hakim, and is encouraging somebody to do a blood bond with them for the sake of preventing them from doing something stupid a bad thing? Because if so, I've done one bad thing ever in the history of this entire game.
Is this the one goose thing?
And yeah, that's me. That's who I play.
All right. Shay, who are you playing?
I was trying to make that slurping noise with the can, and then it failed.
It wasn't empty enough.
No, it wasn't.
I am Shane. I am playing Randuin. They're basically like a wizard that can't wizard and is trying really, really hard to get the ability to wizard back.
Oh, honey. Oh, Tremere tried to do the same thing.
We all know what happened to
Never-ending cycle, isn't it?
Tremere.
Yeah, he slurped up the wrong
We all know
third
what
eye.
happened to Tremere.
Motherfucker.
That motherfucker is not having a good time.
Look, you never lived down one Burning Man.
That did happen, didn't it?
Ooh. Ugh. I guess I'm going next.
Yes, you are next, Caleb.
That would be how the.
I'm trying to
that-
reorganize my desk space so that way it's more efficient and I'm not looking all the way over here for where things are. But in the process, I realized I have things I need to put away. And in the process of doing that, I realized I did not want to put a plate that I use for food on my nice new Story Engine deck. Not sponsored, but hit me up.
Alrighty, so hello there. My name is Caleb Wade of Krendamenta Presents and Guild of the Phoenix. I'll be playing Fiora Valentin, who is our new Ventru in this coterie, taking the place of some other kindred. And we'll see how things go.
Names are not important.
This is not important. I believe lake, sea, ocean,
Hove.
bay.
And that brings us to Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I also known as Batmango 307. I will be playing the Gangrel map today. I don't really have anything problematic going on with my character right now. I'm just ready to see how this goes.
He's still dealing with the aftermath of the Diablerie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy who lives inside my brain now because I took his blood and he's mad, but other than that, I'm fine.
Small things. And last but certainly not least,
It's me.
it's
Hi.
you, Julian.
I'm Julian, the other half of Jacqueline Hare, and today I will be playing the resident Thin Blood, who has finally met other Thin Bloods, and just like in kindergarten, he had a good first day at Thin Blood Alchemy School, and he's looking forward to making best friends next, and friendship bracelets, and totally not starting Gehenna at all.
Ah,
And that is also totally not a front for collecting test subjects.
For someone else, yeah. Because they're also my best friend.
Have you told them that?
Amber knows what she's getting into, unfortunately.
Okay. Hi, I'm Fettuccine. I am currently doing fettuccine things.
Just
We're done.
vibing.
Just vibing. I'm here. I'm your storyteller for this evening.
Boiling water, preparing a zesty sauce.
I literally was
Nate,
thinking.
fucking leave.
I was like, oh man, this is gonna be pasta ASMR now.
Just lighting a fire. Putting a pan
The
on.
sound of a stove starting.
Ace with the chef hats on.
The sound of kneading of dough. Like, fuck binging with Babish. We got binging with fettuccine.
Ah, yes.
Finesse with fettuccine.
Hey.
If I ever need to pivot into a new new content creation field, I know where to go next.
Ask me for titles. I'll think of 5 bad ones and 1 good one.
It's all right. I won't know the difference.
You're a very dear friend to me.
Full moon out. Like, we're silly today.
We're coming in with some wild energy. All right. Let's recap. Last time we were here, which was a little while ago, so we spent some time before this remembering all of it. I'm trying to see if I can remember us remembering it. Last time we left off, we had the introduction of our new character, our lovely Fiora, marvelous Ventru, and then we also talked to some people, and then we made plans to talk to more people. I really should have just turned the stream on and let you guys all tell this beforehand, so that I didn't have to do it again. It could have been like, here's the recap. No, but
That's what we do every
No.
time.
yep.
But no warning.
No
No
warning.
warning.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
just-
the off.
That's
the
also
record
what we
recap.
do every time. I'm telling
I
you,
gave
it
you guys
is.
warning today. I asked. I was like, hey, are you
I'm
all
just,
ready?
I'm just telling you. That's what we do on standard at Jacqueline Hare, and let me
I
tell you,
know.
everyone loves it.
I did that last episode.
It's so much fun. You have so much power with the clicky.
Mm-hmm. with the click. But in addition, we had 2 of our individuals maybe start a blood bond because they were one was concerned about the other's well-being in the case they met a certain individual. Not gonna name names, but he's kind of an asshole named Joser.
I thought it was pronounced a Josser.
Oh, you just saying that made him really mad inside my head. It's worse than JoJo.
And we had a heartbreaking
Calling King JoJo, he
conversation.
loves it every time.
Had a heartbreaking conversation between Nate and the former member of the coterie that has moved on to bigger and better things in their eyes.
Now, just to be clear, were you referring to me as the player or me as the NPC who canonically exists in this
That's
world
right.
has appeared in the last 2 sessions?
Oh,
No,
you're
Sorry,
right.
Matt.
Nate helped River. It's fine. It was just off screen. He was
I'm wandering around the Haven, which is where I was last seen, just confused and scared. My phone rings. Hey Nate, who is this? I need your help. Where am I?
What's going on?
How did I get here?
If River ever comes back, can they have a ghoul named Nate?
Or but that is roughly where we left off. Did I miss any big plot holes?
Oh, Randuin got a new phone because he's learning how to use technology.
Oh, that's right. He's no
Oh, that's the
longer.
biggest
I did get Randuin a new phone.
Yes.
And
Matt
Matt
got-
let Fiora see some of Maximilian's files. Maximilian being the
right.
former Ventru Primitive.
I do want to also make it known that I don't know if it was last session, but it was definitely the one before. Matt knows that he has a.
Yes. Matt is very well aware that.
I have a skull
Max-
roommate.
Yes, Maximilian is living rent free in your head, not by your choice.
Yeah.
Oh, roommate.
Skull roommate. I am quiet.
And I'm
compared
sober,
to the
y'all.
others. All right, turn my mic up. Heyo. Now I'm too loud. Heyo. All right,
No, it's fine.
I just
No,
I saw-
louder.
One more time. One more time. just to make-
Heyo.
All right, good.
Heyo.
Nah, somebody can clip that for whatever. So, last time we left off, I believe we were going to start the session with a conversation with a certain character, an NPC, a lovely Nosferatu friend of yours named Viz. Is that where we want to start this evening, or is there another conversation we need to have prior?
I mean,
I kind of want to figure out what I got through those files.
Okay. You do indeed wish to...
do a research check.
Yeah, it'll be... I need you to make a roll for me.
An investigation.
Yeah.
Also, is this
Y'all.
a new night?
I will say... Yeah, I will say it's a new night. It was kind of late. When
Because it was late. So
Yeah.
rouse checks for everybody.
Rouse
yeah, we'll start this off with a rouse check for all of our lovely kindred.
I'm hungrier.
I'm
Hey!
Wow.
Wakanda, though.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'll save it. And besides, I have to. We're gonna do the blood
Hungrier.
bond thing, and it has to go 3 times.
I'm thorstier.
I am also
Thorst.
here.
Okay.
We're just gonna
Okay.
go complete blood frenzy. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Speed run.
I'm also hungrier.
Oh, man.
Can we just go hunt?
we all.
Can we make this
fail.
episode just a
Really?
hunt episode?
Yeah, do y'all want to just go on a coterie bonding trip to hunt?
We
I
could.
just did that.
None of you would fit in where I hunt.
It
I
would
I
would.
taste super tasty though if we all went to where you go.
Thank you, Nate, as the human player in my session. Thank you for the reset. I need an
I have
intelligence.
this great spot in the mountains where we just capture people and then we hunt them for sport. It's super fun.
Kyle's like, I'm sorry. What?
How about a big no? So sorry.
No, it's fine. We abduct them from maximum security prisons. They're awful people.
Oh yes, the new kid.
That's not what I'm concerned with.
I need an intelligence and investigation roll from you, Fiora, for
Okey-doke.
you're looking into that.
All right.
You will need. Well, we'll just say your successes will determine how juicy the information is you find.
All right.
Hunter gatherer predator type.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
I really
So,
need to grab my dice tray.
so you are looking for information on yourself or someone else.
I'll leave myself for later. I
All right.
want it. But I'll entertain. I'll have a laugh. Maybe a glass of wine.
Okay. So you are hunting for somebody else. Anybody in particular, or just whatever comes up?
None of you all have mentioned that the Tremere Primogen doesn't like you all.
Well, specifically doesn't like Khalees. It's not that it doesn't like you all.
It's not all. It's
Yeah.
specifically me.
But has there been a mention? I can't remember.
No,
if
I don't
No.
think there has been an outward conversation
No.
about it yet.
Yeah, no, it's not been an hourly conversed. So
Would I know of the encroaching threat that afflicts our dear Thinblood?
I'm sorry. What?
What's the affliction?
Yeah. The-
Being a
Empathy?
thin blood that can't. That
Metagame
can't.
knowledge, Joser.
Joe's in the Sabat incursion. I would say the sheriff has given you passing knowledge that there is Sabat, which is what the coterie is looking into.
Then that's what I will look into in Maximilian's files, if he has
Okay.
anything on it.
He has nothing directly saying, "Hey, look, Sabat," but he has multiple entries on individuals he believes to be working with the Shadows, is what he labels them as, and you can make a rough inference. That's probably meaning Sabat and maybe or La Sombra is in particular. You find that he has multiple people labeled as potential, cohorts or associates, I believe is probably the word you would use in the venture world. And he kind of lists them off. Nobody too notable in your Camarilla society. You do notice that a few of them are look to be either, just humans or ghouls. You have a couple of anarchs that seem to be noted as working with shadows.
Interesting.
And you have no idea how prominent they are. They have no titles in his files. You do find a pretty sizable chunk of information on the Portland Ventru Primogen. A lot of it's statements, you know.
That's honestly the person that we should be focusing on, though, for sure.
Potentially. He is listed as, you know, a reliable contact. Which, take of that what you will.
Statements as in like statements from the Primogen, or statements as in banking statements?
Bank statements, you know,
Beautiful.
various things that only Venture really would find notable or care about, which is probably why Matt's overlooked them.
Could I look more? Can I pull on that thread a bit more? Maybe use my specialty in corporate finance.
By all means.
Oh god, the joy was in Vampire at the Disco when everybody had realized that there was a finance skill.
And they said, why? And I said, they're for Ventures.
I will need a wits and finance for this one.
Beautiful.
Math.
Strictly for Ventru.
Do you some math?
Well, I mean, pretty much. But also in the same way that, like,
Okie dokie. I'm so glad that I am alone.
do you get hungrier?
Do you
No,
do you tear everything apart
messy
and
Do you get a bestial failure?
I got let's see. I got 3 regular crits, a crit on the hunger die, and a success on a hunger die.
yeah, so that is a messy critical.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4,
Compulsion.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
I believe so. You
Yeah.
take a look at these banking statements, and as you dive through to find out what has the Ventru Primogen of Portland, Oregon been spending his money on, you see a lot of it goes to
I swear, if it's blackjacks and sex workers.
Ah, shit, blackjack and sex workers.
No, it goes to a lot of places, but the like a thing that sticks out to you is a reoccurring transaction for varying amounts, but all within the same ballpark in the realm of tens of thousands. Let's see, hold on, I'm trying to find some pages here in my book.
I think compulsions start on 208.
Yeah. Thank you. But yes. Let's see. You see that there's reoccurring transactions to multiple organizations and personal accounts outside of Portland, some of which are here and have at least branches here in Ambervale. And you feel, as you kind of look at how poorly hidden this is and how very, in the venture world, pretty obvious, you get the feeling that he's been funding a lot of whatever the fuck is going on, depending on, and it may be attached to the whole Sabat issue, it may not. There's nothing that really indicates in Maximilian's files that he's been working with them directly, but you also can't rule out the fact that he might be financing a shit ton of this, even if he's not touching them directly. So, and it kind of pisses you off, and you feel just this urge rise up as the beast kind of reaches out and goes, why don't you just take control of all this? Tell people what to do. It's what they need most anyway, right? Instructions, a command, something to set their sights on.
I call Mr. Rontag.
A call.
I don't like being called that.
In the middle of a messy critical.
I don't like the energy we've created in the studio.
I will say that compulsions can result from messy criticals just as much as they can from bestial failures, thanks to the companion book. So you can be real venture-y today.
Yep.
Please, Mr. Rontag is my alias's father's name. Call me Matt.
Matt, you get a phone call from Fiora.
I answer it promptly.
Okay.
Good evening, Fiora.
There's a bit of silence before. You haven't looked over these files very closely, have you?
I gave
It seems
them-
that there's a bit of a detriment when it comes to your finances and the finances of those around you. I'd like to take control of that, please.
You want to take control of my finances.
To clarify for you, Fiora, those finances are not tied to Maximilian. They're tied.
Sorry.
You're
sorry.
good. I just wanted to clarify and make sure we were all on the same
Okay.
page, because it is not Maximilian's finances that have been
It's
doing this.
Portland.
It's the
Well,
Portland.
sorry.
But I also would definitely like to have control over your finances.
Point still stands.
So it still stands. I really, really.
Want all of your money.
It seems that the Portland Primogen has made very obvious mistakes in how he is funding things. I want to make sure that you do not make the same mistakes.
Well, at least buy me a drink first.
TikTok, I'll buy you whatever blood whiskey you'd like.
It's a figure of speech. So, sorry, I was watching Looney Tunes. I need to get my business voice on. First of all, no, you can't just have control of my finances. I would be open to discussing them with you, but I don't appreciate the distrust with my economic abilities off of no grounding in my own actions. And
Did you
also,
or did you not just mention that you were watching Looney Tunes?
I don't see how my free time has any bearing on the situation.
Fiora sort of like grips the desk because he really wants fucking control.
Caleb, can you read for me the Venture compulsion?
I mean,
'Cause I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
can. Give me a
I'm just because I'm curious.
Arrogance.
Oh,
The need to rule rears its head in the vampire. They stop at nothing to assume command of a situation. Someone must obey an order from the vampire. Any action not directly associated with leadership receives a 2 dice penalty. The compulsion lasts until the order has been obeyed, though the order must not be supernaturally enforced such as through dominate.
gotcha.
Can I ask what spurred forward this sudden demand of submission?
It seems that the Portland Primogen has been rather obvious in his spending habits, potentially bankrolling whatever forces that you or us as a coterie are supposed to fight. Now, I don't know what sort of use you have with Maximilian's assets other than buying Randuin a phone, but frankly, I want to make sure that not only are your financials in general taken care of, I want to make sure that it is not as blatantly fucking obvious as that stupid fucking Primogen. And I will gladly say it to his face when I finally meet him. Now, do I have an agreement or not?
With all due respect, Ms. Valentin, you don't know me at all. And I would thank you for not assuming to take over a significant portion of my connections, abilities, and resources based off of the incompetence of a man I am not related to. And yes, for the record, I was aware that he was bankrolling a significant portion of our opposition. He is not currently the direct obstacle in my path, but I am aware of the hand he has played in the rather unfortunate game our coterie has been caught up in. Now, if you want to give me a reason to consider allowing you to take a hand in how I run my estate, besides your mistrust of my abilities based on nothing, I will remind you, then I will consider making a compromise of sorts. But this needless aggression, 2 days into our acquaintance, will most certainly not see you coming anywhere near my bank account.
I think Fiora crushes her phone.
No one tells me. No.
Yes, second phone crush.
Ah, yes.
We're gonna kill more phones than Kindred in this campaign.
Yeah, we are.
Matt pulls his phone away from his face, sees the line has gone dead, and just mutters under his breath.
Sorry.
Just goes, bitch, and unpauses Looney Tunes.
Fiora, you crush your phone as
no.
the order you have issued is not obeyed or really even considered.
You gotta find somebody else who's gonna say yes to you.
What do you do with the files?
I copy them.
Okay. You copy them. You keep a copy for yourself. You return the others to wherever they were.
I will point out, I did specifically state that I wanted the first batch of files sent over. I didn't send all of Maximilian's files in one go.
Yes. And then you return them. As the evening,
I also ordered Tannis to give me a new phone, to get me a new phone.
of course. I believe it's Mistress. No.
No, it's not.
I know. And trust me, it's been a while.
Here, no. Send it to you again.
Alright.
Matt hangs up the phone. Bitch. Nate hangs up the phone. Was that too mean?
Tannis will return with a new phone in hand. Currently going through its boot up sequence. He goes, will there be anything else, Magistrix?
No, Tannis, thank you.
She nods. Of course, Magistrix. And then leaves. I think we transition there.
She is still pissed.
Well, you can stay pissed as long as you want.
I think we transition there to when Fiora arrives at the Coterie Haven. I think everybody else is already present, having awoken for the evening, and you arrive. The car comes to a stop in the parking lot just out front of the doors. You get out. Be careful not to slam the door too hard that the glass breaks, and head inside.
As soon as I draw back and realize, I think Fiora just goes, cheeky little bugger, aren't you? Puts on that smile and walks in, calming down, because, like, once again, fucking beast.
But there's still the voice in the back of your head going, don't get him yet. You'll make him bend his knee for you, won't you? And as you walk in, smile plastered on your face, the rest of the coterie presumably talking.
I'm sitting in a chair, like looking through like wikis on different things in alchemy, but they're all like pop culture shit that Random doesn't realize is pop culture shit. He's like going through like the Full Metal Alchemist wiki, like stuff like that. It's like, this is incredible.
Oh no.
Matt has definitely looked over Randuin's shoulder at one point while he was scrolling the Full Metal Alchemist wiki and gone,
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Hi.
As Mikhail's also looking at the Full Metal Alchemist things, and he kind of like leans over to Randuin and goes, "I'll show you what was actually on later." Evening.
What are we all looking at?
I just hold up my phone. But like only like this.
Artistic renditions of
Yes, I prefer Big O. Now,
Sorry.
I have no idea what that means.
Matt, may we speak for a moment?
Certainly. Matt puts down his I think he was like looking over some reports on the research he had people doing. And stands up. He's dressed in one of Maximilian's suits that actually fits him.
I would assume it's probably been tailored at this point by our good friend Charles as well.
Yeah.
Be quick, we do have to meet Viz later.
It won't take long. I assume they step into like a...
Yeah.
One of the
yeah,
many
one
other
of the-
rooms that are in the coterie.
One of the many empty rooms in our house.
Warehouse.
Yes, it is a warehouse.
It's a full moon.
oh.
You
Near the
stepped in,
distance.
and now who was heard in the distance? Everybody panics. Because you know
Until
what
you
that
realize
means.
it's some drunken guy named Nate.
Bold of you to suggest I have to get drunk to howl at the moon.
That's true.
Except in one of the empty rooms, still having been put together. There's some like a couple boxes in there, but they haven't been opened in probably since you guys showed up. And you guys are there.
I would like to wholeheartedly apologize.
Apology accepted.
Very good. Now,
About your finances.
you were correct. I don't know you. I would like to get to know you and the rest of this coterie for as long as I am here. It appeared that my personal standard for business got the better of me, and I apologize.
Well, I also would like to get to know you. I don't like associating with people I don't trust, and you have done nothing to make me distrust you, but I've lived long enough that it takes more than a neutral balance for me to give my trust to someone. So
I understand.
I would be open to discussing finances with you. I have made great pains to cover my tracks, as even though I might not be the most cunning kindred,
Trust me, I'm sure whatever you've done so far is making your work look like the Mona Lisa compared to the child's painting that is the Portland Primogen.
From everything I've heard of the man, I don't doubt that. But perhaps we should save the looking over of bank statements for after the current business is a little bit more resolved.
Fair enough, and duly noted.
The beast screams.
Oh. Cool. My internet decided to die. So BRB, y'all. right, so we're back. Wham! All right.
Well,
I caught parts of the
Wow.
conversation.
Try.
Technical difficulties.
They shook each other's hands.
They shook each other's hand, said, yes, I'd like to get to know each other, but we got to go do things. And we made a joke that the beast is just like,
Inside. Beast is very upset.
Well, let's get down to business, shall we? Love the suit, by the way.
thank you. Yes, I don't remember Maximilian's clothes fitting me so well, but I guess I adjusted. Matt absolutely did not ask Charles to tailor the clothes. Charles just did it. Tell me, are you, as we are walking back in, are you acquainted with Viz?
I have heard of Viz. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting them.
While they were talking in another room, did you guys have a conversation of your own still in the main lobby? Or
I'm gonna let them talk about anime.
No, please.
Wow.
No, I want in-character discussion of the Full Metal Alchemist.
No,
lore.
we're good. I think we are fine.
I feel like the only thing.
Khalees is just going to entertain the conversation and talk about alchemy with them because they're all the nerds. They all like the blood sorcery, so I think that they just go back into their nerd talk about blood sorcery until the others come back.
I will ask, because I know we talked about it a little bit last session, but I don't know to the extent. So I was going to ask how things went with the whole Thin Blood Alchemy hangout thing that happened, and like the friends you met. So like randoms would be like, so how did things go yesterday with your new friends?
Oh, it went fairly well. Actually, he kind of like he sits back a little bit from looking at the phone, and he pulls like a little bit of his hair back behind his ear, and I'm just kind of setting the scene for the new lore sheet that I have. But like, it's almost like there's like light in the room.
Like something about him. It's like natural lighting, like hitting all of his features.
Can you tell
it's like
everybody?
he's naturally lit by sun, but there's no sun.
Can you tell everybody what that lore sheet is? I don't think everybody knows.
So for the audience, there was a new book that came out called Cult of the Blood Gods, and I took one of the lore sheets from the angel Michael, who wasn't really an angel. He was crazy, a crazy Toreador. But basically what it does is that it basically gives me the stunning merit for significantly less experience. And then the negative side is that this is something I can turn off. And people will notice me at any given moment, and it can cause a big distraction. Regardless, it kind of makes my face easy to remember, unless I'm purposely trying to like hide my appearance or whatever. But hey, it gives me +2 to all my social checks, so that's great.
Because you automatically have stunning now.
Yes.
Stunning.
But
That's for you Juno Birch fans out there.
But yeah, he does that, and he'll say, I did manage to get some individuals who are interested in our exploits in terms of research, but I wanted one of them, Amber, her name's Amber, to come here and to look at the lab and to talk things over with you, because I don't necessarily want any of these people getting hurt. If we can prevent it, you know.
Well, it also depends on what exactly they're wanting to get done when it comes to our exploits, as you called them before. Because if they just want to be turned back in their thin blood, there's ways that can happen. If you're talking about helping us with experimenting for everything else, that's a completely different story. I suppose we might have to have that conversation with Amber when the time comes, but
Right, and there are certainly thin bloods that do, well, they want to be human again like I do, but there are others who are comfortable staying what they are, and they're interested in more studying ways on how kindred work in just a very different kind of way. So those people might also be interested. They just, as long as they know that there's some risk involved.
with pretty much all uncharted territory, there's a good amount of risk involved. But I'm confident that we probably won't hurt anybody too much.
He slow blinks at that and he goes, well,
Well, the reason why I say probably is because if it's a situation like before where we need to hunt down somebody's sire to like make that happen, I will need a significant amount of their blood to do that.
right. And hopefully there are ways to, navigate loss of blood. I suppose that's why there's two of us.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the very least, we have one who's willing to engage in experiments, and if I can convince more, and if I can go back, that might be able to be more, and then hopefully we can get something going.
Yeah. It'll be nice to have more methods of obtaining research and to learn a lot of new stuff. So.
And then I
I'm
could
excited
possibly
to- yeah.
I can possibly teach it to you as well. And he devolves the conversation a little bit to talk about what that group was doing in terms of deciphering Oblivion disciplines, and how they're coming up with like an interesting way on how to use those disciplines. So yeah.
Do you know if it worked?
It's not done yet. Suppose I gave them just a little tiny bit of Miriam's blood. So that would help. Just need to get back there again sometime. Not saying tonight, but at some point to see how things are going. And then I'll come back and report.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'd appreciate it if you let me know how it works, because that sounds very interesting. But do be careful with the blood. I know I gave it to you, and you could use it how you want, but I don't think that just giving it away to somebody that you don't really know all that well is a great idea, considering.
No, but I'm fairly certain it was just for that research, and besides, I just gave them a drop or two.
Okay. Just make sure you know what you're doing with it before you give it out, because people with the skills that we have can quite literally know everything that they need to know about Miriam off of just one drop, so careful.
He nods at that. Now, this circle that you have there,
Stream went wonky for a second.
Yeah, sorry. I popped out chat.
No worries.
but yeah, you guys can probably
That's about, I think.
mingle back in.
Yep, sure, and Matt mingle.
Well, I don't think I've heard of Viz, but I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting him.
He's a good fellow. One of the few I would say I legitimately enjoy the company of. He's a kindred with a code. You can trust him as long as you have a set motivation for him, and at the very least, that's reliable.
Sounds like quite the kindred to meet.
Indeed, he's an important one to know in this area. Are we ready to go?
As long as you are.
Yes. All right. How are we traveling?
I presume by vehicle.
Yes, I mean one, multiple. Do you want to split up? Usually there's a motorcycle along with us, but that's not the case anymore, so we could all just fit into the back of one SUV.
As long as it's a nice one. I hear Viz likes nice cars.
Biz does like nice cars.
I'll try not to start any fires in this one.
Oh, what?
You started a fire in a vehicle. That's daring of you.
Yes, please
Oh.
don't start any fires inside of a car.
That's a word for it.
Were you trying to do that trailing prey thing with the silk and? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't quite realize. Yeah, it happened.
I'm texting Charles to bring our most recently washed and waxed SUV around.
And Charles
And,
replies, OTW.
And if you do decide to start a fire in the back of this car, someone else jump out the window this time. I may be resilient, but thousands of microfractures all over your skin is something best taken in shifts.
Well, to be fair, that's more of depends on person to person.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
After a brief moment, an SUV pulls up to the front of the door. You get a quick buzz from the front desk. It goes, SUV's at the front door.
All right.
So, we head
Please
now.
be on standby, Tanis. We may need you.
Of course, Magistrix.
Yeah, let's go.
Off we go.
Yep.
You guys head off. Charles is driving. All of you are piled into a nice. It's a nice.
It's a car.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
Nice.
There's not enough leg room for me.
No, still not enough leg room.
Never enough leg room.
But it's nice. It's a nice. Can you fit enough people?
Nolly.
Sure, it fit more people than a Ford or a Mustang. I'm reclaiming it. It's fine.
Honestly, no shame.
I did make a joke last session about
What
a
is
6 or
your
a bike.
resources?
So
My resources are at 3.
mhm. As Charles is driving, what is your resources, Matt?
My resources, I believe, is also at 3.
Okay.
It would have to be at 3 at this point, considering
Yeah.
All the money you got.
all the money that you have now. So
It's
E.
it's actually at a 2 because that's just what I bought with the points of Blood
Okay.
Bond Day.
Okay.
Or,
I guess,
not Blood
I
Bond
guess
Day.
technically you have like a floating resource of 3, probably from the extra
Mhm.
inherited resources. But until
I
you
don't-
purchase it, I don't think you're going to be able to. It's always at risk to be taken away.
Yeah, I don't think we ever actually nailed down exactly what inheriting Maximilian's fortune gave me.
We can say it's up to a 3 as well, because it's a sizable amount, and depending on how you want to spend it. A lot of it, some of it is tied up in various stocks and bonds and investment markets.
Mhm.
So there is a fair amount of residual
It's all-
kickback.
It's all fucking theoretical money. It's credit cards.
Mhm.
Surprise! He's in debt. All of his money's in his home.
Every time I buy something, I'm just renting out another room of the house.
Fiora is going through appointments, like calls, meetings, whatever she usually does when not part of a coterie. You all may notice that she has a new phone.
Oh, decided to get an upgrade.
The old model just didn't work out.
Oh, you know, they always have about a year's worth
Planned
of good...
obsolescence, you know how it is.
They always have about a good year worth of functionality before they stop working.
The S21 came out, you know?
Wait, these things last longer than like 2 or 3 days?
I've had mine for
Oh,
4 years.
Matt makes a note in his phone to get a life-proof case for Randall's phone.
The only phone I ever had before this one, I broke my first time using it. My bad.
You
Is
guys
there
pull-
anything new?
new?
When it comes to like any vampire that wants to change their image, like any Camarilla associate that wants to say, "Hey, I know you. You help people. Help me." Anything new? Like Fiora is a PR manager.
Yes.
Anything new? Why don't you make me a quick roll?
Oh, fun.
The prince is just like, I just
At your -2.
Yeah.
equal. I don't understand why
Wits and
everybody.
politics. -2 because you're not leading.
Wits and politics -2.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Because I'm not leading. I thought the order to Tannis would clear that up, but I guess not.
No, because she's bloodbound to you. In a sense, she has to follow what you say. She doesn't have a choice. It is through a power. It is not a. That is not a.
Did you purchase this during character creation?
Tannis comes from Fiorenza.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know who that
she
is.
only respects you because of a power put upon her. So it does not count.
Okay.
There's some background on that dynamic.
One success.
Okay. Oh, there's a couple new things. As always, the evening starts off with somewhat of a zinger, usually. Not one that really needs to be taken care of, just some moves being made by a couple of Nos that are maybe going to get them in trouble later. But they've nothing masquerade breaking or anything too crazy. Just they decided to.
Nothing that isn't priority.
Yeah, nothing priority. Everybody seems to be doing okay. It's another night, another time for opportunities and good things to happen, if you look for them. So,
Once we get done talking with Viz, I could reach out to some of my contacts, see what they know about all this business.
It's a good idea. I know we have a few lines in the water currently researching a address we need to check out. Shane, your camera is completely out of focus. Oh, there we go. Researching an address we are in need of visiting, possibly. Has anyone heard back about that yet, or are we all still waiting?
Perhaps we should cut the middleman and just check it out ourselves.
Well, that would be so risky.
In this specific case, the address in question has connections to mystical beings, and
Maybe.
Possibly.
Well,
Could
there's
be.
guaranteed a connection to mages.
And they're definitely stalking Mikhail.
All
Right.
the more reason to put Mikhail up front, and so we can network. If we mean them no harm, we have some new allies. And allies are something that we need in these nights, especially with the Second Inquisition knocking on our door.
Oh, and especially within the neutral zones.
while I don't disagree,
Having eyes there would be so useful.
well,
Saying we
Right.
should tread lightly. I'd really, really dislike it if we had a bunch of powerful mages that weren't cool with us.
indeed, I have less faith than you, Fiora, in them assuming the best of the intentions of a group of kindred sniffing around their property.
That
Although-
they led us to.
That they
And-
specifically asked us to go to.
I didn't say not to go. I just said to be careful when we go.
Well, let's go talk to Viz. Perhaps ask for some advice. He has so much information.
Yes. We can make our decision about our next move after the current one has been resolved.
Just have a favor lined up. This is Mikhail says as he pops open the door as they park.
I already own one.
Tricky, owing boons.
When we get there.
So, you guys arrive shortly. It's not too far to get to Viz's haven, where he agreed to meet you. A haven of Viz's. You're pretty sure it's probably not his only one or one he uses outside maybe for social calls, but he calls it a haven. So, your Audi Q7 pulls up. And stops in a parking garage that's attached to a nice kind of apartment complex of sorts. And you guys step into the elevator, hit the set of buttons that Viz told you to hit, and then the elevator goes up to the 4th floor, and you know the apartment number as being like the 3rd on the right, like 405 or something like that. And you guys arrive there. Do you knock?
Before we knock, can I use Sense the Unseen to see if anybody's like?
By all
watching us or
means,
following
a
us?
wits and aspects roll, please.
Alright, update the Sense the Unseen counter for the session.
Hey, Shane's not the only one who can do it now.
Yeah, no, the record's like 17. We're looking to
Yeah.
break that.
I think when you get 2 10s, it's a crit, and that's worth
Yes.
4, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So then 5 successes.
Nice. You look
Okay.
around and you see a couple of things that are a little interesting. You definitely see a ward has been placed over the door. Not for Kindred, though, you're guessing, because assuming he had to get in and out somehow. But there's a ward on the door. Outside of that, you don't see anything too obvious. There's nobody standing or waiting in watch. Nobody's followed
Okay.
you in the elevator or has maybe taken the stairs to get up there.
Do I recognize the ward from any of the wards that I currently know how to make?
Which ones do you know how to make?
I believe Kindred and Ghouls. Or no, I can't do Kindred, but I know how to make it. I just am not capable of doing it
Yeah,
myself.
so you know the
And then
requirements for Kindred and Ghouls. It is neither of those.
Okay.
I think while Randuin is looking, Fiora just kind of looks at Mikhail, kind of looks at him up and down. Did you do something with your hair?
No? Why?
Must be the lighting. It must favor you.
Hmm.
She kind of like puts her phone in her purse, just politely waiting.
Oh, I thought he had switched makeup palettes.
Yeah, I don't wear makeup.
Really?
No.
Huh?
You see,
I was a starving artist before this. I don't think I could afford any of that.
Well, it seems surviving boho chic has done well for you.
I suppose. He kind of just rubs the back of his hair.
Hey, you're the one who took the thing.
I know. It's just funny. It's just like he doesn't realize it yet.
You see a couple doors down. You see a door open, and a couple of women who look to be like in their probably late 20s step out. They're obviously dressed to go out for the evening. They both kind of stop and look at the group of you. Their expressions vary as they eye over the entire party. The coterie they kind of linger the longest on you, Mikhail, and additionally
Nope, keep going.
But it's usually either before or after. Like they kind of tilt their head a little, looking at both Matt and Randuin, just like what is this mix of people? And then they eventually realize that they are staring and they should not be. And then they make their quick exit towards the staircase on the
I'm
opposite.
literally wearing a robe and cape.
Has no one knocked? Because Fiora will knock.
Nobody's knocked yet.
Fiora knocked.
I asked who would knock, and
And then Randuin got
Randuin
sidetracked.
went on that, and then nobody was like, as he's doing that, I would like to knock, so I assume nobody knocked.
It's just
It's
Fiora's just
official. Mikhail is distractingly hot.
Fiora's like, oh, Fiora's like, oh, for heaven's sakes, let me handle this.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
The door opens after a moment. You see Viz, one arm kind of behind his back, peek open. Oh, it's y'all. All right. It's you. He opens the door more. Just kind of take a couple steps back, puts something back into the vase behind him in the entry hallway, and goes, please, come in.
I'll walk in.
Oh,
Fiora
okay.
walks in.
Yeah, I walk in. I didn't know we had to state that.
I will also say that I notably waited until he said come in before I moved anything.
As you enter, it's rather quaint place. It's definitely been like livened up a little bit to make it kind of nice. But as you kind of look through it, you
Fiora
realize
stops herself from saying, well, this is cozy. Fiora stops herself because she does not know this man.
it very obviously, though, as you guys kind of look at it, it does not look like it's been well lived in. It is very, there's like, it looks almost show PC in how it's been used. Right. Please make yourselves comfortable.
What was that, Shane?
Kinda,
I don't
I
hear.
think.
Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
You didn't pick up first for some reason.
I said
Hello
"Does it
there."
look well dead in, and then when y'all were like, what did you say? I was like, just ignore me, it was a dumb joke. And then y'all were like, but your mic isn't working.
It's like, we can't hear you, friend.
And now it's more awkward.
It is well dead in. And as he kind of gestures to a couch and a few leather chairs, and goes, "Please make yourselves comfortable. Can I get you
New
anything?"
place, Viz?
Fiora takes one of the leather chairs.
A newer place. It's one I've been using for meetings like this. It's kind of a bit.
I'm so glad that you've recovered from the previous things that have happened to you.
Being stabbed in the back, yeah, it's a great time. Trying to recover is always wonderful.
I don't believe we formally met. Fiora Valentin, I'm the newest member of this coterie.
Viz, he does not shake your hand.
Beast screams.
The beast once again riles up for you. He doesn't respect you. Why doesn't he respect you? Make him respect you. Do it.
Lovely place you have.
Of course.
Internal struggle that this character has.
Do I need to bring in some refreshments, or are we going to talk business, as you so kindly like to do? And he is still looking at you, Fiora.
Well, I believe we are here to ask for your guidance, as it were.
A request?
Not really a request, just more questions. Maybe you have interest in answering.
As one of my more favorite coteries, I, of course, am delighted to do that.
You say that to every coterie.
Actually, I don't, and you should probably know that.
No, yeah, he likes us.
I don't say that to every coterie because I don't like every coterie, and I like most of you more than others. And
Well, we haven't been able to speak with you since the Blood Hunt.
It has been a while. I've been kind of in and out of recovering, and I've not been on the road as much as I would like, so I've not been around, and I apologize.
You'll be happy to know, though, that Matt avenged you wonderfully.
Did he really?
Indeed. I'm enjoying the comforts of another man's home.
Marvelous. So you took care of...
Don't think that means what you think it does, Matt.
Everybody just goes like, nope.
So you took care of the Primogen.
Not officially.
So you didn't take care of the Primogen.
No, we did.
Okay.
Just a different one.
The Maximilian, the one that had the blood on him.
I apologize. I, Nate, misheard you. I thought you said, so you are a Primogen.
Oh, okay.
No.
You took care of the
It's
Primogen.
care with the Primogen.
Yes.
And I assume Lorem or whatever the heck her other name was, also
Rosita, I think.
Rosamundo.
Dead.
so met the final death.
Finally.
That one's a little bit more unfortunate, but yes.
And he kind of looks at you, Mikhail, and goes, "Come te chiami?"
he frowns. And he's like, I think it'd probably be best if we speak in a tongue that everyone can understand.
What do you mean? I heard him just fine.
I lived in Italy.
Aren't you from the Roman Empire?
Myself?
Yes.
I'd say he was certainly there.
Our
I wasn't-
character's no Italian.
Fine. Everyone knows Italian. You now speak in asterisks for the rest of the conversation.
Those little like comment marks with like the two arrows translated from.
Translate from, yeah.
I'm going to say Khalees doesn't know Italian, so there.
No. But
Why
we
would I
can-
want to learn those languages?
That's fair. But he'll say, I wasn't great at the time. I'm better now.
It's good. You opted not to get revenge?
What's the point of getting revenge on someone who couldn't even control her own actions?
She still took your life from you.
She took my life from me because she was told to.
And people get murdered on the daily because somebody told somebody else to murder them.
I suppose it depends on what you get down to what is murdering. Being on life or kind of just he shrugs. I don't think I'm going to disparage her for making that choice. Under duress, of course. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a certain place in neutral territory, would you?
I mean, my ear is generally to the street in a usually literal sense, but mostly metaphorically, as I've not been able to get around as much as I'd like.
As we try to imagine Viz's actual head pressed against the concrete lovingly as putting the ear to the
It's
street.
not hard.
It's not hard.
There's a little skin wrinkle going on there. But he'll, I'm sure like we all have a copy of the address, but he'll kind of procure one.
7220.
Yeah, and he'll set it down and he'll say,
What was it? 7220 Bridgewater Street?
Bridgewater Street.
Bridgewater Street.
Street, not Bridge.
Ridgewater.
Bridgewater.
But he puts it down and he'll say, I had a rather strange encounter with an individual that was kind of following me, but not really. And then this person appeared again, or someone similar to Randuin, and they gave them this address. Considering that we heard that He is in neutral territory. He doesn't say. He just says he with like some venom in his voice.
Your
But we were wondering perhaps if you knew anything about this and whether or not we should go there.
He picks up the address, looks at it, sets it back down, thinks for a minute. He being your
The thorn in my side, yes.
thorn in your side, and right. Let me think.
Ball and chain, yes.
Yes.
Fiora's like weird analogies.
You're just like, whomst?
We're speaking in so much code and double speak. What is this?
Biz
A
is aware of
Shakespearean
who's in the
show?
room. Yes, neutral territory. You say someone appeared to you, Randuin?
Yes, a mage, and a rather powerful one at that.
A mage appeared to you, handed you an address. Say anything?
I wouldn't. Okay, so I wouldn't say that they appeared to me as much as I was looking around for people who were trying to remain hidden because I'm paranoid,
Using
and they happened to be
your aspects.
kind of stalking the
Okay, so they've been
places
stalking.
that we.
Yeah, you noticed them while I didn't, basically, is what happened.
Yeah.
So, mage gave you an address, told you. Did he say anything else?
They didn't say anything other than the address. They just said it and left. And then I ran into the place that we were at, which was a bar, and got a cocktail napkin and wrote it down.
Gotcha.
At the Misty Avocado.
The Misty Avocado, yes.
Fucking love that place.
Fucking love that place. So
What I
much.
know of that place.
It's a biker bar.
It is a biker bar.
It's a biker bar in the neutral territory.
Territory. You can make me a wits and politics roll. It's
Known
gonna
for
be
its avocado toast.
3
The politics of
successes.
So out of -2.
Yep. Nobody's followed an order yet.
Look, all you have to do is tell Randuin or Mikhail to do something, and then it'll be over.
They're like, yeah, okay, sounds reasonable. You ask Khalees or
You've
Matt
heard
to
of
do
it.
something. We're like, no.
I don't think you've ever been there yourself. It's much too below you. But
Yeah, the
It's-
Anarchs don't like me.
It's a little.
I mean, it's neutral territory, so
It's a little musty in there.
yeah, it's very much a specific clientele of whom you are not.
I assume she just believes it to be a bit too gauche.
Yeah, probably. But it is. I know of the place, roughly. He kind of thinks. So. The place listed there is now recently been turned into I think it was a fitness studio, something like that. And then on the upper level is like a nightclub of sorts. It's all owned by one person. I don't know the name of them, but
Okay.
and what I know is it's probably be either
I hate you so much.
I
I hate you
Either-
so much, Julie.
What's Julian doing?
Making funnies in the
making
chat.
funnies in chat.
Wilding out in the chat.
All I know is they're obviously kindred because I've never seen them there in the day. I don't really spend a lot of time there to find out. I don't have that kind of time to be everywhere at once. I figure they're either anarchs or independents because they don't run in our circles. And outside of that, pretty ominous individual.
Okay.
The person that owned it, or the fact that a mage made us aware of this place?
They're both,
The two aren't mutually exclusive in this case.
as they say, yes.
Then I suppose Mikhail kind of like leans back and like looks towards Randuin. It begs to ask, why would a mage want us to look into something like this?
Maybe they were being commanded to do it?
Randuin, you know more about these things than I would. Is there some sort of mind control you do as a wizard? Can't believe I just said that.
Well,
Khalees, Fiora, and Matt would all know that through the powers of Dominate, if you were strong enough to, you could turn even a mage as powerful as one can get, because a mage is still human. You could get them to do something that you wanted to.
Well, please, Khalees.
I would presume that somebody who is very skilled at the manipulation of the mind would be able to do such a thing. Who would be... And presumably we don't know how strong this particular contact or informant person, human, is. They could be a lower ranking mage, so they could be more susceptible to the disciplines, if you will.
And even if they were higher ranking or moderately powerful, they're still kind. The powerful kindred can make sure that their brain just goes along with whatever they ask them to.
Now, the question is, what kind is doing such a thing, and why?
To manipulate a mage to then tail us and then give us... This just... he shakes his head. It's a bit convoluted now.
I guess my question is, do we think that this is a dangerous situation or a potentially beneficial situation? Because if it's a dangerous situation, all we need to do is look at our enemies. And if it is a beneficial situation, then we all need to look at the individuals that may want to help us.
The two may not be mutually exclusive.
And I will say that for
What
a
could
mage
be a
to
danger to some of us may be beneficial to others.
Is my mic working?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I'm so sorry I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was trying to say something like 3 different times, and then my thing wasn't lighting up. So I was like, "Is my mic not
Oh
working?"
no!
Oh.
I
We
think
only
that
heard the
is-
last
I heard
time.
the last
Yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
the first time we
Yeah.
heard
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. I was like, I will say, for a mage to be able to shield themselves from view the way that the one that we saw did, or the one that I saw did, they would need to be very skilled, like a master of multiple schools of magic, and they'd have to apply both of those schools together to create their own spell. So this would be a very powerful mage, not to say a powerful kindred could not influence them, but if a kindred is going to go through the process of influencing a powerful mage, they're going to have them do quite a bit more than just stalk somebody. So I don't think that adds up, you know?
You won't know until we go there.
Yeah.
Right.
I say we go. Whether it's dangerous or not, we do need to nip this in the bud. Especially if someone is tasking mages or those who can cloak themselves to need to find specifically you, Randuin.
Look, I'm never one to stand in the way of handling a problem directly. However, I do need to go back to the Haven if we're going to go into a significantly dangerous situation.
It's can't be that dangerous.
Be prepared for everything. At least everything we can prepare for.
Matt casts Khalees a withering look at that, not enraged, just like
The beast murmurs.
It's the bruh face. It's the bruh.
What do you need from the Haven, if I may ask?
a sword.
No, that tracks.
Carrying a sword in neutral territory is asking for trouble. You do realize that, right? At the very least, we need to find you some sort of retractable kind of weapon.
No. You seem to be laboring under the delusion that I do not have clothing specifically designed to be able to completely conceal a sword.
Where does it go?
It's called a trench coat.
Do you really want to know?
Viz, thank you.
Of course.
You know, the enjoying another man's home comment makes a lot more sense now.
No, it's fine.
Nope.
Yes,
Details
thank
are
you.
unnecessary in this case.
Thank you, Fizz.
This
And it's lovely to meet you.
Matt, when you are done with whatever business this is, I do have something I would like you to take care of in return for the favor.
Absolutely. How about you come to my new home
It's so large.
tomorrow evening? We can discuss the matter over drinks.
Perfect. I will.
And it has nice flooring.
Nice flooring and a large home that once belonged to another man. Sounds like the picturesque place to meet you.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ostentatious, really. I love it. I'm absolutely ridiculously excited every day I get to walk through there and just not share it with anyone. Except Charles, but I like Charles.
This kind of nods. Sounds like a meeting.
Indeed.
Before we go, I got a new cell phone recently, and I know we've exchanged numbers in the past, but that was like 3 weeks ago, and I don't remember your number again. Can we exchange numbers?
Of course. He kind of picks up your phone, puts his number in, shoots a text to himself, passes it back.
Thanks.
Right. Well, unless you all have more that you want to share information-wise.
No, but I'll make sure to let you know what goes down if anything important goes down.
Please do. Keep
Actually, there is one other thing,
Of course.
and I trust your usual confidentiality can be trusted.
As always.
There's a new primogen in town.
New
I'm
as-
sorry, it's been 2 months. What's her name?
Ryong.
Yes.
Ryong, right. I remembered it started with an RY.
Mhm.
And I'm like, Rihanna.
Umbrella, Ella, A.
Sorry, what was this saying?
This is going to be fan out of character. It is. She is not new to
No.
Agency, just returning from some business shit to take care of. Out to
Yeah.
Probably in Prague because everything's been happening in Prague.
Sure.
Everybody's in Prague these days. Prague is the new black.
She just came back from Bali. She decided to wear green. It looks nice on her. Someone told her, "Oh, wow, I like your green scarf," and she just internalized it. It's fine. It was a staycation.
You sure she's not a Toreador?
I misspoke. Meant to insinuate new in town rather than new to being a primogen.
Yes.
I assume you have heard of Ryong.
I have had many interactions with her in the past and probably will in the future.
Please.
Do I note that reaction from Khalees?
I mean, I assume you're paying acute attention as you're still waiting for somebody to fucking listen to you.
Like, I feel like she's just like, somebody's gonna pay attention to me someday.
The viewer's just like, oh, so she took away your life. Oh, that's interesting. Fucking huh.
Oh my god.
Can we skip all this and get to the part where you listen to me?
I have
tread lightly.
Always do.
That one
She's-
is, I've got an eye on her.
Would I know if Ryong?
Everybody should probably.
Yeah,
if
you
you are
at least know
Camarilla.
of Ryong. The Tremere Primogen. I forget her last name off the top of my head. I've said it at one point.
It's not. Ryong's is the most important.
Ryong is the most important part. An elder kindred of the Tremere clan. You would probably note that she is very forward-thinking for a Tremere. Just in how her mannerisms, stuff like that, things you've heard from how she's interacted with people would all lead to that conclusion. So, I will. I also will probably keep an eye out for her, as I am one to do. Information is my business, after all.
Indeed. Well, it's been a pleasure as always, Viz.
Of course. It was lovely seeing all of you again, and a pleasure to meet you, Fiora.
I look forward to our meeting tomorrow night.
As well.
Puts on his coat and walks out.
I think Fiora's the last one to leave, and as everyone sort of like files out, she kind of turns to Viz. Oh, may I ask something of you?
Depends on what you want.
What can you tell me about their former coterie member?
How bad do you want it?
Well, not too badly.
How about you just fucking tell me?
So you wouldn't say anything. Put a favor on it.
No,
Then I can't tell
I
you
don't.
shit.
Fair enough.
Your beast is Marge Simpson. Go ahead.
No.
Good evening, Viz.
Get the fuck out of my house.
And she just turns and walks away.
As she walks away, she goes, "Good evening, Ventru."
Oh, that's right. Viz hates Ventru, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Because he's Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yep, he's a Nos. He hates Ventrus with a fucking passion.
I didn't know they had like a rivalry.
Nah, man. Like,
There's
like
a lot of clans that don't like
a
each
lot of
other.
clans don't like the Nosferatu, but like, you got to think like the highest of high bloods is the Ventru.
Yeah.
The lowest of low bloods
outside of Thin Bloods.
outside of Thin Bloods
Well,
is
Thin
the
Bloods are
Nosferatu.
just off over here in a different section because they don't follow.
Because no one likes them. You're
Exactly.
right.
No. But
I like you.
Oh.
the door closes. You hear a deadbolt flip afterwards. And I think that's going to be a good spot to take a quick break. If that's easy for everyone.
Woo!
We'll be
Break.
back here in a moment. We're going to do Be Human, get ourselves some water, whatever we need to do. We'll be back in
I
about
drank all of my spiced tea just about.
5 minutes or so ish.
Yeah.
Wee!
Woo!
Next scene is gonna be Matt playing with Legos next time and while watching Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I like to think that Legos was actually Maximilian's secret human hobby. Like, Matt, that's just walking through the mansion, like one of the wings he hasn't explored yet, drinking his morning blood.
Does
one day.
every Ventru have a shameful human hobby that they like to indulge in and invest ridiculous amounts of money into just so that they can have like like clean their dirty money, by just like purchasing like really rare Lego sets or
And then
Or
there's
collects Beyblades.
please, Caleb, please play the kindred that can collect Beyblades.
anyway, sorry.
My hobby, Khaleesi's hobby is Mad Libs.
You have every book.
You accidentally, sometimes you just get really caught up in things and you replace every word with mentions.
Judgment. Justice.
Oh my god, you're turning into Anders. I love it.
What are you talking about? I'm Kira.
Welcome back to Break. Before the break, we talked about this. Now, after the break, we're gonna go to a dress we got from a invisible mage.
Mystery
We need
address.
to get a sword first.
Oh, yes.
We might have just done that off screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They stopped the Q7 by the Haven and picked up a sword. So, you guys head off to neutral territory, to the address. When you arrive, there is what looks to be very very high-end fitness studio that is currently closed on the lower floor. On the upper floor, a nightclub in full swing. No obvious kindred markings on the outside, but it does have a name.
Hey guys, what if this was like a really overcomplicated marketing stunt for a Kindred nightclub? Because it was outside of a biker bar.
Well,
Oh my god. No. The Misty. Oh, you're saying the same character? Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would respect that.
Honestly, I am absolutely starving, so I am appreciating the fact that there's a club up here.
Sure. Kyle's suddenly uncomfortable.
I guess we should head inside, but not before I sense the unseen.
Let someone else do it, God.
Sure, what's an aspects?
I mean, you can do it if you want. I mean,
It's okay. I know you have more dots and aspects than I
Anybody
do.
can do it.
At this point,
are
I'm
you
missing.
I only have one dot in aspects.
sure? Okay, I have two.
Now, we have an understanding that this building is Kindred owned, or
No, there's nothing that indicates that it is Kindred owned. It's
Then
just
I'm
a
gonna-
nightclub.
Then I'm gonna do Blush of Life then.
3 successes.
Okay.
Mr. Fetch.
You don't see anybody at first, but you do see, after a little bit of looking, you do see off down an alleyway that runs kind of where this building stands, like past the building into another street and kind of in between two of them. In the alleyway, there is a small little barrel that is on fire, and while there's nobody visually next to it, there is like a little sense of there being something obfuscated in that presence.
Does it immediately concern me to the point where I feel like we should go over there and check it out
It
before we...
definitely looks like if whatever is there is just trying to be hidden, it is not specifically maybe lying in wait for you. It does not seem to make any sort of movement upon either seeing or not seeing you. You're not sure. It doesn't make any sudden movements. It does not start coming towards you. It just kind of stays by the fire.
Okay. I'll mention it in passing. There's like some dude trying to stay hidden by the fire over there, but then I'll just start walking towards the club.
I feel like we should investigate that.
Can I do a check for Blush of Life?
You certainly may.
I don't see why.
Your mic didn't pick up then.
Of course. Yes, you may.
I mean, if there's someone that's just trying to be hidden, then that's fairly similar to when I saw that person. I don't think that they wanted to be seen. In fact, they looked a little spooked when I noticed them that they were standing there.
This only makes me think that we should check it out more. Any disagreements?
It depends on your approach.
How about walking through the front door?
Well, I was thinking I could draw my sword and walk towards some point first. No, I'm gonna go over there and just try and figure out what's there.
Excuse me for a moment.
Or rather, one of you could, since you have the ability to. Shane, your mic went dead.
I suppose, unless you'd like to come with me, I wasn't sure about
We can go and see. Besides, we have means of keeping ourselves from being seen.
At least I do anyway.
I do as long as I'm not moving.
I can move in mine. It's called envelop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine is Cloak of Shadows.
Hmm.
So I guess I'll walk forward, but I'll only walk up to the front of the alleyway until I make sure that Mikhail's like coming with me or like.
Mikhail is acting kind of casually as he's walking down, like he gets a cigarette out.
Okay. So then I'll walk on down, and at first, I'm just gonna walk up to the drum and stand in front of it, and then I'm gonna obfuscate myself, just like right next to the person.
Mikhail just slow blinks at that and just kind of takes a puff of his cigarette.
Obfuscate roll, I guess.
Meanwhile, at the club,
Meanwhile, Fiora and
I think-
Khalees are going in just like normal human fucking
I
beings.
think since I succeeded my blush of life check, Fiora just walks in.
yeah,
Khalees will go through the front, like following Fiora, because that seems more Khalees's and Fiora's style, to be fair.
I think Matt is standing watching Randuin just walk up to this burning oil can and then disappear and just completely agape.
I know. And then Mikhail like looks over towards you and he just kind of shakes his head a little bit.
Okay.
This is like the most glorious fuck you I've ever given to a random NPC.
Okay, so you walk up and you cloak of shadows and just you're now standing still, obfuscated. Mikhail, do you do anything?
Now I'm put on the spot because you did that.
No, wait for it.
Well, you want me to wait?
no, do your thing.
Randuin's like, shh.
I would like
Fucking
to
idiot.
do Sense the Unseen to see if I can pick up maybe perhaps more than what Randuin did at the distance that he was at.
Roll me your wits and aspects for the Sense the Unseen roll.
Okay.
Matt,
This poor wizard just trying to get warm and not be
Oh,
noticed.
wait.
is like, what the fuck?
Or maybe he's a normal human and you just broke the masquerade.
If he's a normal human, why is he invisible?
he is invisible.
Yeah.
Well,
How many successes did I need?
I didn't give a rating for it, so 1.
Okay. The only reason I was asking because I got only one success, but it was on the hunger die,
Okay, yeah.
and then I also got a 1 on the hunger die. So.
Oh, yeah. No, you only need 1 to succeed. Okay.
Okay.
You see an essence of something being there. It has a roughly humanoid shape.
Okay.
You see me.
Then I see you, clear as day, sitting right next to this guy. Can I tell if this guy's looking at Randuin?
You can. He's looking between the pair of you, like, just trying to discern whether or not you guys are, like, trying to do something, and he's trying to gauge whether or not you guys are hostile towards him.
Okay, I think at that point, Kyle just he sighs, kind of like takes a cigarette away from his mouth, and he goes over, and he doesn't sit next to the other side of the dude. That would be ridiculous. But he kind of leans up against the brick wall, and he's like, "Sorry, we were just we picked up on your presence, so we just wanted to just check in. We're
It's
not
really not
trying
that
to hurt
stealthy.
Are you the buyers?
What?
His eyes flutter. I suppose it would depend on buying for what.
You know.
You know,
The
stuff.
Insight.
the stuff. Winks.
Can
Or maybe he
roll
tries to
some-
wink, but he just blinks.
Can I roll some
Really aggressively,
insight on
yeah.
this?
You certainly can. I
What are
believe.
you selling?
What's an
Because
insight?
sure.
Is this a drug? Is this a drug thing? Because I
Is
have
this one of them
specialization
drugs
in drug dealing.
Sure.
Randuin immediately just pulls out his wallet. Like, what am I buying?
As soon as you move, you break obfuscate.
Yeah, of course. No, I broke off your skin earlier when I said it's not really that stealthy, see?
Holy
Are
shit!
you
All
the
right.
buyers? We are now.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I got 6 successes.
What? Okay. I mean, did you get a critical?
No.
Oh my goodness. All right. As he kind of goes, you know, the gray. Mikhail, you look him over. He's still hidden from normal eyesight. And you look him over with your auspex, and you kind of put it together that whatever gray he's talking about isn't like a drug, but it could be used as one. You're not fully sure.
Okay, so this is a phrase that I've never necessarily heard of before.
No, but you definitely know that it's definitely something not legal, and something that is obviously he knows that he can, and it's obviously something that is unique to the kindred world from what you can
Sure. Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, cut the shit. What is it? And then, but I have money in my hand. Cut the shit.
Oh no, this is like dealing with your child who's trying to like suss things out, and he's like, "What are you selling? Give me. I'll take 3 more of these little bitches."
Let me see. What page is your lore sheet on for this? For your ashes?
Oh, are you looking for Ashfinder stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
If you're looking for Ashfinder stuff in general, the beginning of the alchemy stuff is on page 44
Okay.
for just the alchemy, but the cult itself obviously is before that.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're giving me a free ash and not a beast shard, which is a terrible creature of mass destruction that I totally won't create later.
I mean,
To be fair, this isn't free.
it's not
The guy
free.
said,
No.
asking if you're a buyer.
Oh, but I'm pretty and I can convince him to give it to me for cheaper.
Okay.
I mean, I can.
Reasonably hot.
If I'm
By
not
all
mistaken-
means, convince him.
I mean, like, I think like he'll go over and he'll talk to him about like he'll probably maybe like see what he has, and then knowing that he might be able to use it for some sort of alchemy, both him and Randuin could probably work together
Mm-hmm.
to convince him of something. So that's an assist roll if you wanna assist me if you want, Randuin.
Does dominate help?
Oh, no.
Don't dominate the mage.
Sorry. Anyways, how do I do an assist roll?
You roll your persuasion, and then that gives me pluses up to +3 dice,
Okay.
depending on how many successes you
Wait.
get.
So charisma or manipulation for persuasion, or is it just persuasion?
Yeah.
It's an attribute and a skill.
Yeah,
So
charisma
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
persuasion, and then I believe any successes you get there add dice to Mikhail's pool.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's how it goes.
and remember, any social test, because you are beautiful, you get extra die.
Yes.
So you get one extra.
Yeah,
die
so because
for it.
you're beautiful,
Is it one
Randuin.
extra die per point, or just one extra die?
just one extra die.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's beautiful gives you one extra die to any pool involving a social attribute.
Yeah.
As you are both pretty.
Well,
Randuin's
Mikhail's
pretty.
stunning now.
Randuin's pretty in a JoJo Bizarre Adventure way. I still imagine him as he's just Dio in my mind.
No critical successes, but I have 5 successes.
Okay. So that is,
Okay, damn, that's a +3 to me.
Yep.
Okay, so +3 and then plus the 2 for the stunning.
Persuasion's one of my highest skills. And
Same. 3 plus 5. Ooh, okay. So that is 6 successes, but then I have a crit.
Okay.
So it's
Is it
8 successes.
Messy.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just a crit.
It's just a
So,
crit.
8 successes in total. Okay. So you're persuading him to give this to you for free, or for?
Not for free, but
for the
under
$25 that I have in my hand.
under the guise of, if I were to want more of this, what is a more direct source of getting it?
Okay. He goes. Okay. Well. Kind of looks at the $25. Is that all you have cash wise?
No, I have some. Mm.
If you want more of this, and you see a small-ish plastic bag filled with a gray substance that looks to be powdery in nature.
That looks like grandma.
Question.
Grandmother.
Question.
Answer.
So I recently got a new ability with this, called Heightened Senses. If I were to do that and look at this stuff, could I get any more information as to what it is?
I mean,
If
you get more detail on what it is.
You
That's-
dip your tongue in the bag, probably.
yeah, if you get your tongue in the bag, you can get some really good information. And also might fucking trip out for a little while.
Yeah.
What is this?
I mean, we are going to a nightclub.
It's a good time.
Okay, well, I guess
Hey.
I'll do Heightened Senses site and see what I can find. Is that a rouse check to do that, or is it just an ability I activate, like Sensi?
I believe that's a free one.
Yeah, there's no rouse check for that one.
because it's a level 1.
Meanwhile, literally everything requires a rouse check for blood sorcery, so I'm just used
Yep.
to having to roll it all the time. But yeah, but doing eyesight,
Okay.
would I see anything particularly
You'd
unique
definitely be
about
able to
this?
note it that is certainly ash, and it is definitely an ash of some form. Based on the fact that it's being sold, it has probably some value, and it might be like kindred ash of some kind that somehow has been kept around, because generally the ash kind of drifts off. So
I mean, after seeing that it is ashes of somebody's and seeing that we are next to a fire.
This shit's fresh.
No.
It'd be like, well, I mean, we can buy yours or we can make some.
Oh my god. But yeah, Mikhail will he'll procure probably whatever money he feels is necessary, probably making it up to like $100 or whatever.
yeah, that's
And-
plenty for how much you persuaded him. And he also goes, if you ever need more, there is a warehouse on 43rd and 18th
43rd and 18th.
that we operate out of sometimes. Odd days of the week. Month.
Right. can you say that one more time? 48th and what?
43rd and 18th.
43rd and 18th.
It is a warehouse. It is in the Docks District, not too far from where you guys operate.
Mm-hmm.
So it is Camarilla territory.
Can get ethically sourced vampire ash. Okay.
Probably.
There's no. I mean,
You can put the ethically in quotation marks.
Of course.
Free-range,
Of course I did.
blood-fed.
Look, I have a blood farm and now there's an ash farm. But
This is a weird Stardew Valley game.
this is a very I'm gonna romance this
and
guy.
then we turn
Shane.
them into doves. What?
Everyone forget. Anyway, yeah, he'll take that and he smiles. He's like, no, thank you. Appreciate the business.
Of course.
I'm just gonna keep looking back and forth between him and the fire until he walks away.
Giving shifty
I
eyes.
see you, guy.
But he'll pap Rando and he's like, come on, Randy, we have to catch up with the others.
Yeah.
Matt's still standing there. His mouth is not closed. For this whole exchange, just
Randuin's gonna walk backwards the whole way out while watching this guy.
Mikhail walks like a normal person, resumes smoking his cigarette, and pockets the bag.
what
And when
the
he
hell
when he
was
gets
that?
out of the alley, he's gonna like wipe off his robe and dust off his hat.
How are they gonna let you in the club? You dressed like that.
Technically, I'm dressed more formal than everybody here, except for Nate. Matt.
Nate,
I am here. I'm in a full ball gown.
A full ball gown is standing in line with the rest of the people that are trying to get into this nightclub. Just looks over and goes, "Hello." You said my name?
Where are? How? Why does this keep happening?
How do I keep getting to this weird place in Oregon?
What the hell was that?
Randuin went over there to see who was hiding, and I thought to just introduce ourselves, and they were selling something.
What were they selling?
Some sort of
Ashes?
alchemical component. That.
Ashes?
Yeah, I thought about turning him into ashes, but I thought it probably wasn't a good idea.
Do I know what ashes are used for? Does Matt?
You can make
Anything,
You can make me a
honestly.
wit and
Occult? Do we have an occult roll?
Yeah, we do have an occult roll. I would say occult.
Can
probably
I
makes
do
more
it
sense.
too?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Raw wits. Hurt.
We all roll it.
Yeah.
Dude, wits in a cold, I'm gonna roll like 9 dice.
That's one
Oh.
success.
Okay, you've heard of ash. You don't really know what it does other than it's a drug that is often used by thin bloods at best.
I got 4 successes.
Awesome. You fully know what ash is. You know it's a
One
drug.
of my
that
It's-
makes
my hunger
thin
dice
bloods
went
and other
rogue.
kindred to get fucking.
I learned it.
diseased.
I learned it from my friends last night.
Yeah. Your
So
friends told you all about it.
I sent you over there to figure out what the unseen thing was, and you bought drugs from a random guy standing next to an oil can.
11
Right.
successes.
Jesus Christ.
Are any of those on red dice or like?
One of the successes is.
It's not a
but
crit,
Not one
though.
of the crits. Not one of the
Okay,
crits.
then you're fine. You are fully well aware of what ash is.
That is literally the best stat roll I can do. it's double 4s. So
Um,
John, I'm so proud.
as you all head in, we can transition over to Khalees and Fiora, as both of you headed in much sooner before the rest of you.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
hungry, so
Ah, yes, it is maybe perhaps time to hunt.
I have 3 hunger, so I just know that Khalees is probably going to be looking to at least
see if it's safe to eat, and then probably try
There
and do so.
are plenty of booths with little like curtains that close off them from the rest of the nightclub.
This definitely feels like at the very least, prime for Kindred to come.
Potentially.
But no kindred markings.
No obvious kindred markings on the outside. Inside, there is still nothing that really screams kindred. Maybe a quick, what's an investigation? I would say, Fiora, you may do so as well if you wish.
-2.
I believe so. Nobody has listened to your order yet.
That'd be 2 hunger die. I'd be
Two.
rolling.
Yeah, that'd be 2 hunger die. I'd be rolling 2, and I got 110.
110, so 1 success.
1 success.
I don't think I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
I,
That is okay.
It's not a great roll, but it's not a.
You see, Khalees, as you kind of look around, most people here are kind, human, or like you kind of see one person that maybe speaks out as a ghoul to you when they react. What you kind of feel is maybe almost superhuman in how fast they are catching a drink real quick. But outside of that, there's nobody that really screams kindred to you here at the moment. But you have the ability. It very looks like it's possible to feed here. You find a willing
Fiora?
partner for us.
Would you like to bond?
how so, Khalees?
Well, the population is rife with many types of people.
Thank you, but no thank you. Go get your head on straight.
I was going to do that anyway.
The beast finally acquiesces for you, Fiora. And he goes, at least someone listened to you this time.
Now I will attempt that last investigation.
By all means.
If you want me to find a particular type, I could find it for you.
2 successes.
as I noodle arm my way out into the crowd because I have both Bloodhound and Sommelier. Like, I could basically find whatever residence I want.
You are able to kind of pick out that you kind of see a similar action of what might be a potential ghoul, but otherwise than that, it all looks like kind humans, nobody supernaturally inclined. You also see, remind me again, what exactly is your feeding requirements as a vendor?
What is your type?
You have exquisitely exclusive.
I had to be in a corporate setting.
You have to be in a corporate setting.
I'm a scene queen.
You also have a specific person.
Like, there's a specific
Yeah.
type of person that you
It's less
have.
location and more the blood that
The
you
type
The
of
blood
Yeah.
source.
Like, I'm a Ventrue who only drinks the blood that of people who I can experience brotherhood with.
Then mostly corporate types, business people.
Middle management, probably.
Oh yeah, like not quite under. Well, like not quite the lowest of the low, but also not the highest of the high.
The district manager.
The district managers of the world.
Yeah.
Not like any artists or anything.
No. But you do see a couple people in business suits standing around. A couple are partying, but most are just kind of sitting there sipping a drink. Maybe after a nice long day at work, they decide to have some bonding time or something.
King Khalees go towards those guys, and I'm gonna
They,
tempt them. I want to tempt them to go into a booth.
I have to, as a venture, I have to make a test to see if a mortal possesses the blood I require, don't I? Because I think that's part of my clan bane.
You have to background check all your food.
It's because otherwise they'll throw up.
Yeah. Otherwise, they will not.
They will literally just.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Let's
Venture
see.
feeding is not fun.
Venture and Tamir don't get to
rarefied
along
clouds.
well.
When Venture
It's-
drinks blood from anywhere
Mhm.
outside their preference, a profound exertion of will is required to the blood taken.
Resolve an awareness test of a difficulty 4 or more if your character can sense a mortal possessing the blood that you require.
Imagine having a gag reflex. This message brought to you by the Iron Gullet Gang.
So could we talk about how literally a fledgling Tremere could just snap their fingers and be like, "Oh, your last meal was grody. You have to throw up now." But then like the Ventru constantly have to like hunt for specific people that they can eat. They must hate each other.
Yeah.
I like how the preferences examples that they give is like Venture who can only feed from genuine brunettes,
Yeah.
individuals of Swiss descent or homosexuals, to others who can feed from soldiers. Like it's just so many different things.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like super classy either, because you
No.
could just want meth heads. But yeah.
It's just a very specific preference. Like I think in what is it? The Coteries of New York, like the guys that like it's like waiters is like the Ventures like preference is like people that like
Oh, because they
Food
wait
yeah
on you hand and foot kind of situation.
yeah you only figure it out after a while, but something like that. Anyway,
So would I have to make that test?
I would say if you want to be certain of your decisions or that the individuals before you meet your requirement, you could. You get the idea that they are at least in the corporate world, so they would be
Party.
more likely to be of your palate.
Let's party.
I'm not that desperate. Not yet. Because that is if I'm going to be truly honest with you, resolve an awareness, that is 2 dice and that'd be 2 hunger die. And then it'd be a messy critical getting to that 4.
That would be the fun part.
Yeah.
I'm going to seduce some of these men to go into a corner with me, or one of these men to go in a corner with me, so I can feed upon them.
A persuasion roll, perchance, or
I do have a specialty in seduction.
seduction. By
So
all
that
means,
gives-
add
what-
your bonus dice for being a seductor.
What's that? Just one?
Yeah.
It's just one extra die? Okay.
Yeah, your specialty gives you 1 extra die.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and roll persuasion plus charisma
Correct.
plus 2 dice, because I'm pretty and a seductor.
Yep.
And
I think
yeah.
Fiora's gonna sort of look around, sort of mill around the crowd as if so she doesn't look like she's just standing and watching people, trying to like see if there's anything out of the blue that would lead them to that would kind of clue in why they're actually here.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Fair. 5 successes.
5 successes.
I'm busy.
So you're looking for the corporate individuals that you saw, and trying to get one of them.
I was trying to get Fiora to bond with me, but
We're here on business.
no bonding experience is going to happen today. Alas, I will try again another time. But I am trying to go for one of the corpos.
Okay.
Um,
the corpos.
Yes, one of the corporate people. I mean, I do have a bloodhound, which will allow me to smell the resonance.
And what sort of test do you need to make for that?
It says it is a resolve and awareness check.
Then you can certainly do that. I believe. What's the difficulty for it?
3.
3. Okay. Go ahead and make that if you want to find out the resonance of the blood.
And I got a 3.
You got a 3. Awesome. There's a lot of sanguine in the corporate individuals, and before you, it's a mix. Some are sanguine. You have one that is melancholy.
I think I would go with the sanguine. I want to get some sanguine experience, please.
Okay. By all means, you grab one of the ones that looks like they're having a great time, sipping drinks and dancing a little bit. You see them. You get approached by a few ladies, and they all kind of just they interact, but they do not try to follow. However, as you approach, they seem to take. One of them takes a special interest.
Yes.
So, he, upon your beckoning, it follows you to one of the booths.
Or, a nice shady corner. Preferably a booth, probably. So if
There's a
somebody...
couple that are open, you can see by
Yeah.
the curtains that there's nobody in there. And as you come in, he takes the liberty of closing the rest of the nightclub off after kind of waving to one of his guys to let him know that he's chill.
It's cool, guys.
Yeah,
We're just gonna have unprotected sex. It's fine. It's fine. I'm a siren.
You're gonna
so...
pretend. You're gonna pretend to have sex anyway.
I'm a siren, so
And you have 5 humanity.
I have 6 humanity right now. I'm not going to try and kill anybody here today, but I do want to slake 2 hunger, so I'm going to drink deeply from this person.
So you go through exchange pleasantries. You find out his name is Carl, with like a K.
Ugh,
Poor Carl.
terrible.
Wait, is his last name Weezer?
No.
I was gonna say like Connor would also be like a name, but I'd probably be like, no, thank you. Connor with a K.
Yeah, kind of.
Konor.
What are you, He-Man character?
But you, after exchanging balloon pleasantries, kind of sliding in close, you take a bite out of his neck, or?
I mean, I presume there are other places I could, but
Yes.
I'd probably go someplace where it'd be like, I could at least button him back up and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like
he's wearing what looks to be like a sports blazer and a button-up shirt, but it's not like too loosely buttoned, so you could probably like pull the collar down and then put it back up when you're done.
Yeah, that's kind of what Khalees is gonna do because
Okay.
like the pretense is sexy, but I can't keep it up, so
Yeah,
it's
you got
whatever.
You got stuff you gotta do. You got places.
I got
to
stuff
be,
I gotta do, so-
you're just trying to fix this. So
This problem.
This guy the pre-sun treatment and move on.
I got a problem. I need to fix it. I want to slake 2 hunger, so I know he's gonna be in a rough shape. But that's what the curtains are for.
Yep.
Hey!
He'll sleep it off.
Can I get you to make me a roll of your unspent willpower, please? As you drink deeply.
Okay. I mean, I don't see why I have to, but...
Because you're drinking deeply. And it tastes very good.
There's no like messy critical and willpower rolls, is there?
No.
No.
Okay.
You're rolling you don't roll any hunger dice when you're rolling willpower.
Yeah, so I got 3 successes unless I count the crits in that situation because I got two
Okay.
tens.
Then you still count crits, so
Okay, so then that's double, right?
yes.
So that's 5 successes.
So that's 5 successes to resist the urge to kill this man.
Yeah, you do resist the urge to fully drain him and slake that final hunger. But you do take the 2, and you're back to hunger 1. He's definitely looking a little worse for wear. You obviously lick the wound closed, button him back up, and then
Cat and just give him a little pat and just sort of like walk away while wiping my mouth to make it seem like I gave him a good time.
he stumbles
I mean,
out
you did.
after you, and his buddies kind of are smiling as you walk away. They assume differently, but say nothing. Assume differently than what actually happened, obviously. But
That's fine. And
so, your successes. You are looking as you make your way back to Fiora. Now slaking your hunger, Fiora, you are looking around for what you actually need to be here for, and you are looking. And you see a set of stairs off one corner of this floor that lead up to what looks to be like a second kind of almost balcony level. It's not really like like a perfect second floor. It doesn't go back over the main like dance area and bar and where you guys are currently milling about, but it goes further in. You kind of see it as a little more professional, but also more like it has multifunction instead of just being a dance floor. Nothing is stopping you from going up there. There's no guard, so it looks like it's probably also available for tenants or not tenants, sorry,
Patrons?
yeah, that's a good word. Patrons to mill about up there as well.
Fiora's just gonna go.
Okay. Khalees,
Might have Michaela and Randuin made it in here with Matt.
I think by the time that Khalees gets done feeding,
And Fiora has done scoping.
Fiora, as you step up to the second floor, there are more booths in a similar fashion to downstairs. The noise isn't as loud, obviously. You see that there's another door in the back that has a reserved label over it, and you see a guard standing outside of that. You see, obviously, bathrooms are also up here, and there are like a couple more there's a couple art pieces on the wall up here. It's a little more nicer.
Just the one guard by the door?
At the moment, yes.
Khalees. And I kind of turn as if we're just like kind of gossiping about the art. Could you be a dear, and do you have the ability to see beyond what most can?
No.
Of course, they're fucking around outside. Okay, we'll do it my way.
But we're inside
I'm
by
sure
now.
they're coming in soon.
I think it's about this point that they walk in the main doorway. You guys are able to see them from where you are up in the balcony. You also see, as you look over, you see Nate in his full ball
Nate?
gown. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Nate.
Because he
Okay.
got in.
Yeah,
Because
his ball down.
he was
Yeah,
in line.
Showed up to the cotillion.
Yeah.
Most beautiful girl at the ball.
In a full-on ball gown, just having a good time.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
All the kindred are just kind of staring at me confused.
Or you're just getting down.
Yeah, you're just getting down, and people around you are like vibing, but in like the weird flex, but okay.
Are they breakdancing in a full ball gown? Yes, terribly.
But you three make your way up to the other two. A cat is removed from the balcony stairs.
He's very bad. He did not want me to do that to him either.
Stop it.
No. You're gonna die.
Are you three chuckle fucks coming up?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we just showed up.
Just give a little wave because we're
walked outside.
upstairs. We're
Yeah.
upstairs, so we can like maybe give a little wave and just sort of say,
It's easy
just
enough
sort
to see
of
'em.
gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you all make your way up to the second floor, where there's currently.
I actually meet them halfway.
Okay, so you meet them like at the base of the stairs. Probably where you meet them.
Randuin, you're fond of seeing beyond what most people can, right?
Oh God, not this again.
Fond might not be the word of it. Paranoid would be the more apt term.
Fantastic. Take a scan on the second floor.
Okay. I'll do that.
As like Khalees is like leaning on the railing at the top of the stairs, like
You head
So I
upstairs.
guess I'll walk up the stairs and
Do
do
your
the
writs
thing.
and aspects.
Yeah, I got 3 successes.
Uh-huh.
Actually, can I spend a willpower? to
You
roll some
can.
dice?
You can spend a willpower to roll.
you
up
can
to-
also do a blood surge, which is another thing that you can do if you
But
want.
you have to do that before you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can do it.
I'm not gonna do a
So,
blood
you
surge, but
mark-
okay. So is it if one die of one of the 10s in a crit is on a hunger die, or if both?
Just if only
it's a
one,
messy.
only one needs to be on it. If there are 2 dice and one of them is on a blood dice, it's a messy crit.
Okay, well then it's 6 successes, but it's a messy crit.
Oh boy.
And this is why I sent Randuin up.
In a
Fine.
public space.
We are in
Well,
a public.
Obfuscate again in
Yeah.
front of everyone again.
All
How
right,
does
so
your parent?
Why do these always happen in the
but
worst
the
possible
Tremere, but the
situations?
Tremere compulsion is even better
The
because
Tremere
it's
compulsion
perfection.
is perfectionist,
Yup.
if I remember correctly.
I am going to search every single fucking corner of this place.
Just Mikhail and Matt are just like, what is happening tonight?
No shadow of this second floor will be unknown to me.
Randuin starts screaming, I'll find you, Miriam! I know you're here somewhere!
You look around.
Alphonse, where are you?
You look around as you flip over to the unseen, seeing into the
Oh, so much unseen.
the world beyond.
The whole place is lighting up like Christmas tree, you know, like in CSI. That's what you're seeing.
On the contrary, you see absolutely nothing of Auspex. Nothing that screams obfuscation is present or there has been sorcery done. The room and the upstairs floor is clean of anything.
Impossible.
That can't be right for a place that sounds so obvious.
Shane's eyes are like bugging out of his
It
head.
can't be right. You try it again. I'm not gonna make you roll, but you try it again, and it's still nothing. That can't be right. You're like there's something else that's got to be here.
hey.
I need
That's
you to
like-
roll all of your unspent willpower for me.
Is this frenzy check?
This
It
is like a
not-
frenzy
It
zone.
is something.
And I only used 1 willpower, and you have 5 total, right? So I roll 4 die.
Everybody's willpower is
Yes,
different.
everybody's different. So if yours is
Yeah.
5 and you spent 1, you have 4 available. You do not roll any hunger dice with this roll.
Do I lose those willpower regardless?
No.
You have
No.
you can regain your willpower by
Yeah.
doing things according to your desire.
Yeah.
I forgot I have an unreasonably high willpower.
It's your resolve and
Same, bro.
composure, so
I got 1 success, but something tells me that's not enough.
hey, Fen.
Yeah.
So this lore sheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Called The Dream
Yeah.
Oh no.
is called. You can add 1 die to any insight dice pool when testing to gauge another person's beast,
Mm-hmm.
which I imagine is probably talking about how there's no way that this place is clean right now.
Yeah, I think it might be
Right?
speaking up. about that.
But so that Khalees can sense it that something is going wrong.
Yes, you definitely have to make a roll for that.
Yes.
You can use
Just a
your
crazed
sheet.
look in Randuin's eyes as he walks around in circles repeatedly around this place.
I'm going to roll insight and intelligence because maybe that's just kind of I'm just using my brain and my
Yeah, I think
experience.
that would make sense. I think it definitely is more you gauging the difference between Randuin of this moment and Randuin of previous moments that you know. So I think intelligence, and yeah, it makes sense.
2 successes.
2 successes.
On that.
Okay. Is there a requirement for how many successes you need?
No, I guess it's just up to you.
I think that is
Whether
enough
or
to
not-
at least get a passing knowledge that Randuin looks like he's not accepting the result that's in front of him. And it's
Okay.
obvious.
If anything, I trust this place even less now.
Yes. You
Jump
are-
out a window.
it's-
And for
it's-
that, if that willpower check was a frenzy check,
It was
I
not-
do have a thing. Okay.
It was not. It's not a true frenzy check. It was a check to see how Randuin handles it, because it's not the beast is coming out in the sense of he's gonna go ballistic. It's more Randuin as you look in this and you try again and again, and you're just like, this isn't right. There's something wrong here. There's no way there could be nothing on this floor when this whole place has been shrouded in mystery. And either I'm not seeing something and I'm not doing enough, or there's something else really wrong here. And as you look and you double check and you keep looking, you double check, you look around, you see the guard.
So I will say at this point, if it didn't work after like 3 or 4 times, Randuin would probably blood surge and then try again.
Then do it.
How do I do that?
You blood surge.
You gotta
make
do a rouse check.
Yep.
So that's 1d10. Get a success.
I got a 10.
Okay, that's
So
perfect.
that means that it's
You
based.
don't get hungrier.
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't get hungrier. But what it is basically
You got your blood potency there.
what is your blood potency?
Blood potency is 1.
So you get 2 extra dice to roll towards this dice pool roll.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3.
while this chaos is happening, I imagine
It's
Fiora
about ready to
is
go
sort
down.
of, positioning herself as if she is completely and utterly unrelated to all of this,
Okay.
so that she can, when this is solved and maybe Mad or Khalees gets him out of there, she's like, well, isn't that crazy, and go and talk to the guard.
Okay.
So that's 4 successes.
I'm about to ruin your
but
career.
Thankfully, it is not. Thankfully, it is not a bloody critical.
Okay.
Again,
4
but
successes.
It is 4 successes.
Okay.
Which is
You-
worse than my last roll, so I doubt I find anything.
You
new.
don't find anything different. You call upon the blood, willing it to aid you in your sight of the unseen. And when there is still no result, either you are not good enough or there really is nothing. And you're not sure which one you accept right now.
Or these people are better than you.
You can't accept that. Might I do something like the moment that Randuin goes wide-eyed and starts circling around the place? Mikhail will
Khalees
kind
is
of go
gonna fucking
over,
do this, like,
look to. He kind of like gestures like hold on to Khalees and kind of goes to see. It's easy to see where that guard is, right?
Yeah, he's just kind of next to the door. He's not really fully in front of it. He's just standing next to it, kind of arms folded one over the other in front. And he's a big dude, broad-shouldered, not as tall as you. Obviously, you're pretty fucking tall, but broad-shouldered, built, obviously meant as protection of some sort.
While this is happening, I want to talk either maybe to the bartender or whomever's really working, and I want to do streetwise to figure out what's upstairs.
Go for it. Make me a streetwise. I would say
Well,
charisma. is
Yeah.
streetwise? Okay.
Really, Khalees is just kind of motioning for the others to let them know, like,
Okay. That's four successes, no crit,
Okay.
or 1 crit, but not a double, but not the double 10.
Let's do they.
Ooh, after
And you know what? Fuck it. I want to spend willpower
Okay.
because why not? None of those were on the hunger die.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay.
oh boy.
I would say you are able to figure out that it's a room reserved for specific individuals that come to this club. You can probably conclude that it's meant for the kindred or something like that, based on the fact that there are none out here, but this place is kind of labeled as either a kindred or maybe mages. You're not quite sure. It's for the people.
The real patrons of this place.
What do you got to do to get in there?
What do you got to do to get in there? You kind of, as you ask that, the bartender kind of looks you up and down and goes, "You got to be one of them. Gotta be on their level."
I know it's hard to believe.
If you can prove it to the guard, you can get in.
And he kind of just pushes back, thanks the bartender that probably totally doesn't look like Hal. And it's like while the madness is happening and as Fiora kind of separates herself.
I don't think it's madness yet, but
It's starting to devolve.
Yeah,
a little bit, but
he'll go over to the guard.
okay. So you walk past Randy, who's still looking around. Matt,
Yes.
Are you still downstairs, or have you come upstairs to help Randuin, or?
Me?
Yes.
Sorry. I think Matt would figure it out pretty quickly, like, oh, he's not supposed to be doing that, and I would go upstairs to help her.
Okay.
so so can we get like a real quick rundown of where everybody is really quick? Like
Yes.
Randuin is in the center of this second floor,
Mhm.
desperately searching for the
Something
imperfection.
Yes.
Fiora and Mikhail are heading towards the guard where the VIP
Mikhail
section
technically
is.
passed Fiora, so
Mhm.
he's closer.
Yeah.
I
Mikhail's
just wanted
going
to know-
talk to the guard.
I thought you like if you're both gonna go do that, then you can both do that or whatever.
You were making a move to separate yourself from everybody, so that way when this boiled over, you could go talk to the guard as well. Is that going to be your plan still? Watching Mikhail go towards the guard, or
I'll see how it goes.
okay, cool. So you have distanced yourself. Are you remaining on the second floor, or are you going back down to the first floor?
I'm on the second floor.
Okay, so
I'm going to pretend like I'm looking at the paintings, but I'm really
Okay.
watching Mikhail in the guard.
Gotcha. And then Matt has also come to the second floor to help Randuin, and Khalees is also there.
I am probably on the, kind of like on the edge, kind of watching. Again, because there's a combination of like, if you involve yourself, then you may get kicked out, and we don't want to have the entire party kicked out. So
Yes. So, Randuin either...
Grab this location really quick, this upstairs area for me a little bit.
The on one side, as you kind of ascend the stairs that are kind of on the right corner of this kind of second floor that goes in further into the building, as it kind of is like almost like a balcony, but doesn't actually extend at all into the original dance floor area. It just has like a nice railing for most of it, and then the stairs up.
So it's like a loft above the
Yeah.
first floor.
Yeah, kind of, except for it's not like fully above it. It's off to further in. So you have
Wait, so it's like the way that Bloodlines has the asylum laid out?
Kinda.
Because there's the loft above the dance floor, and then there's a little secret room in the back that you have to get access to.
It's not really directly above it as much as it's like layered. I guess is maybe the way I would put it. And so like here on is your second floor that goes further into the building, and then it kind of cuts off to the
second
first
floor looks over the first
Yes.
floor, but is not completely over the first floor.
Yeah, you can look out over the first floor, but it does not go over it at all.
After the whole blood surge thing happened and he still didn't see anything, Randuin's just gonna like lean up against the railing and just be like, how the fuck?
What sorcery is this?
You either they are better than
Magic
you,
is this
or you're not doing enough, but something isn't right here. And you can't-
He's just gonna he's gonna take a moment to like think and concentrate about like, what are the odds that this is just so far beyond Randuin's like comprehension that he can't even see what's amiss here? Because in his head he's like, mages that were very powerful led us to this place. There has to be something magical here. But like, these people are so far beyond even where Randuin was before he was like removed from all of that he's just kind of like in like holy shit mode.
I would say make a intelligence and occult, and subtract 2 dice from your clan compulsion for perfectionism.
That'd be
Okay.
2.
Question: Does my specialty in thaumaturgy help me at all?
I would say it definitely would give you a additional dice to offset some of that. As it is, you are trying to suss out whether or not you are losing it, or it, like what could be a resolution to this.
Your local Malkavian would definitely say you are losing it.
Yes. And that, my friend, is a fact.
Okay, good. So not a messy critical because I didn't get a critical, but there was a 10 on a hunger die, so I was very concerned.
Okay, that is just a regular success.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 3 successes.
Gotcha. 3 successes. Let's see. I would say with 3 successes, you are pretty certain that if mages doing this much, or like that were this powerful, reached out and tried to get in touch with you, there should be something here. So either they've made it too hard for you to see, or you're not doing enough. But with that, you are able to kind of come down from the panic. There's something there. You can't find it, unfortunately. That much you are almost certain about.
So I am able to sense that there's something here, or is it just that I think there's something?
You think there's something here. You've not been able to sense it because you saw nothing with your auspex.
Okay.
You just
So
think
then-
that they have made it too hard for you to find with your ability to sense the unseen.
Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start walking towards the stairs and just like mumble under my breath that I need to talk to Mikhail.
Am I able to intercept him?
Yeah, I would say you definitely are. I think you're right, probably like right next to him as he's going through like these like thought processes in his head, and I think Matt's even trying to shake him for a little bit and just has gotten nothing.
Hey,
And then as
hello.
you turn to like move to go down the stairs, you bump into Matt, and then you see that Khalees is probably on the other side of you from where you've been leaning over the railing, looking around.
Hey, buddy. Whoa. Okay.
Those are all words.
What's going on?
Something here, but I can't see it. Which
That
either
makes-
means that I'm not good enough or it's not here for me.
Not good. Where did? Okay. It's.
I'm gonna start walking again.
No. I like stop him. No. All right. Let's take some deep breaths.
Breathing
I
is
really-
physically painful for all of you because you are undead. Just to make that clear.
Unless
Oh.
you know, have the blush of life that makes your body feel a little bit more.
Yeah, unless you've done that, which is
Or you're lifelike.
yeah, or if you're lifelike like Michaelis.
Well, we can't all be perfect.
Metaphorical
Oh,
deep breaths.
that's the nicest thing you could ever say about a thin blood.
Okay, maybe not deep breaths. Let's take some deep thinking. I didn't have a sudden inferiority complex on my nightly bingo card, but
I think the problem is that he's doing too much thinking,
oh,
overthinking.
yes. Maybe we should get some air.
I
Not
don't
that I
need
would-
to breathe.
Not that it would do anything.
Not literally. Oh my gosh.
I just imagine like two girls at the bottom. Excuse me, can we get up to the second floor?
I mean, Matt would know better how to handle this than Nate does. Is there anything I
Nate's
can
having a
do
great
for him?
time.
Pick him up, walk him out.
Just walk out and have a talk.
Yeah, probably the safest thing for Matt and Randy to do to get Randy into a better headspace is to take a moment, maybe step outside.
Elise,
Mm-hmm.
you're better at reaching people emotionally than me, and we're entering a...
I'm sorry. Even Khalees couldn't help.
and we're entering a completely uncharted area that might need some very physical defense. Do you think you could take this? Oh, don't tell me I'm losing you too. Come on, think of the bluebird.
Well, if you
Feel
need any
the
help,
pressure to check it out.
if you need anything, just holler.
Yes, I'll text you.
Randuin?
Randuin heard the word text and is immediately trying to text Mikhail to look upstairs.
Matt has taken Randuin's phone. Like when he
Mid-text,
couldn't.
look up. Like your thumb slips on the send button as it gets removed from you, and Mikhail, as you are in, I think probably the opening hey, conversation.
Opening gambit.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I had a very specific opening that I was gonna do.
we can roll to that, but you
Sure.
you get a text during the middle of that that's just, hey, look up.
Cool.
And it's
Probably
up
not
UPS,
checking-
and he's
not
probably
gonna
not checking. That's fine. No,
I'm not gonna check
Um,
it, but
so
that's funny.
Come along, let us go outside and we're gonna have a talk about being kindred.
So, meanwhile, Mikhail, you've walked past the three of them, and Fiora also looking at a painting, and have approached the guard. You had a specific.
Okay.
The guard
So-
looks at you but says nothing, and then you go.
So what happens is that he walks up, and the cool thing about Thin Bloods is that you can plagiarize other disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
So with the bartender saying, "Hey, you need to show what you are." And
Prove that you're
Mikhail,
one of them, I believe, is the word.
yes, which Mikhail, who is he's very lifelike looking, right? So what I would like to do is make use of my Thin Blood alchemy and make use of Protean level 1, Eyes of the Beast. So his eyes will kind of like flutter briefly as he goes up there, and it's like the pupils of his eyes go like that like reflective light red. To kind of show himself, and he introduces himself while also kind of like he gestures with his hands a lot, and those very ornate rings kind of catch the light. Yes, Fen, I'm trying to see if I can get in on both bases in case one doesn't work. And he'll introduce himself and see if so we can move the scene along, because I know Fiora also wants to get in there.
Okay.
I need to roll a persuasion.
I would say make me a persuasion and charisma with 2 bonus dice for your use of disciplines, even if you're lying about them technically.
I mean,
plagiarism is still illegal.
that's only when you're trying to like get money off of it.
You get caught.
Only if you get caught. That's 5 successes. 110 on the hunger die, but that doesn't matter.
Okay. He kind of looks you over, sees the eyes, nods, steps in front of the door, leans back, and kind of steps backwards, pushes it open with kind of his back, turns in like sideways to allow you to pass.
Do you mind if I bring a friend?
He holds up one finger.
Kind of, he like looks back, and I think the first person he sees is Fiora. Kind of nods his head.
All right, the pair.
She kind of, Fiora kind of hooks her arm around Mikhail's with just a.
It's pretty sure it's pretty obvious to see. Ventrue, rainbow.
You get the idea that the eyes of this guard are not unseasoned, and he is well aware of who both of you are in the terms of the kindred world. Inside this other room is a.
And then he must be very confused.
Then why the fuck did I do Blush of Light? Fine.
Whoever he is, he does not seem to stop you.
We call him Barkeep. He's our bodyguard.
He's the Baron, obviously.
He's the Baron. That's what he does in his off time.
And then,
Don't bring that evil on me.
as both of you step past him, he then walks back forward through the door swinging closed behind him as if, automatically. And then he steps back to the side. You are, the two of you, currently are inside another room, another nightclub, but this is obviously where the kindred are. And you see kindred from a mix of places. Fiora,
It is neutral zone, so it makes sense.
Fiora, you recognize a few Camarilla individuals that you've talked with before that are present, having it up, living it up with. There's also a litany of kind, most seem to be brought in by kindred, probably in the same way that you got in, Fiora. Mikhail, you notice a couple Thin Bloods that you saw the other evening at your get-together.
They're like, hey!
Is this Ernie's fucking juice bar for kindred? What?
It's like that one video of the two dudes like meeting each other at Burger King.
It's fucking, what's that? It's Cheers, right? Like, everybody knows your
Everybody
name?
knows your name.
Yeah.
There are kindred of all sorts around this bar. this nightclub. You have what are obviously some Alcavians based upon the way they're just existing. You have one that's staring into a mirror that is used to just kind of like for whatever, and just staring there, just standing there.
Is his name Fitzgerald?
No, his name is not Fitzgerald. His name is yet unknown to you. And you look around. I need a quick wits and investigation from both of you.
Hey, that's bad for me. Okay, I'm gonna blood surge just to see if I make it okay. Cool, I do not get hungrier.
Perfect.
Just for the future, if I have blood potency 2. If I were to blood surge, how many
I believe
dice
it's
would I get?
4 dice.
No, it's still 2.
Still 2. Okay.
Yeah, once you reach blood potency 3,
Yeah.
it's 3 dice.
Okay, so it's basically it's 1 and 2 are 2, and then it goes by
0, 1, and 2 is 1 and 2 is 2. 3 and 4 is 3.
Yep.
5 and 6 is 4.
Gotcha. Okay. Every 2 it goes up 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What'd you get, Caleb?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, I got 3.
Okay.
And also for
Okay.
those of us who are blood potency 2, by the way, whenever you use a discipline power, you get an extra bonus die.
Mhm.
Cool. I'm gonna blood surge then.
Okay.
Do it. Yeah, because for me, I only get 1
Nope,
die.
I get hungrier.
Ooh,
Yay.
hunger 3.
Well, even if you blood surge and get hungry, you still get the extra dice.
You
Yes.
the dice. You just
Yeah.
But now you're at 3, right?
So
Yes.
1, 2, 3. What's and
Investigate.
investigation. Is
Add 2 die. Oh, one of those need to be a hunger die.
yeah.
Yeah. So 300. Okay. Here we go. That is 2 successes.
Awesome. Fiora, as you're looking through the crowd, picking out faces, picking out individuals, you aren't able to see this individual. But Mikhail, you see a face sitting in a booth in a corner, what looks very obviously to be a corner of that has been given some reverence, like it's a nicer booth, like you see that the stuff is made finer and stuff like that. You see an individual that you are familiar with.
Am I about to act on my clan being because I'm not bloodbound yet?
Is it the Josser?
King Jojo.
Is it King Jojo?
It just might be.
Please end the session there. I can't handle
And
this.
as you
Probably need to end it anyway. We are getting late.
Yes,
So.
no, that's why we're ending it on this zinger.
Do I get into the room?
I would say you're able to get in the room pretty easily, so you are not.
You
far
basically
behind.
you walk to the bodyguard like let me in. All right.
How tough are you?
I just walk up to him, I adjust my tie, I do my best mock Maximilian posture, and I just go, I'm on the list. And he probably lets me in.
He just kind of looks at you, does the same nod, does the same song and dance that he does for everybody. And as you feel your blood begin to rise up on the sight of Joser sitting there, a group of individuals around him, he looks back at you and smiles. And it's on that smile that we end tonight's session.
Then Jojo and me, where they're walking
You
towards
made
each
me
other.
spend willpower. Now I only have 5 willpower.
Freaking who?
Oh, and that is where we're going to end it tonight.
I probably have the least willpower of all of us.
My willpower is pretty decent. So.
It shall be an interesting time next.
Joser is a goose. Yes, he is.
Yep. All right. Thank you all very much for watching. Let's go around real quick, explain who we are, where we can find you, and what you do on the internet. Let's start in reverse order. Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian, one half of Jacqueline Hare, and I'm gonna play Angie next session. But I have played Mikhail, our Thin Blood. I had fun. I know that it was a bit of a tangent going off with the whole obfuscating thing off in the alleyway, but sometimes I think having a little levity in a session is probably good to have. So it's fun. I enjoy Randuin. Randuin is Mikhail's best friend. So I had fun. You can catch me over at Jacqueline Hare for another VTM campaign of a 1970s variety, where one of our coterie members has finally come out of torpor after 5 years, and the rest of the coterie has kind of had to survive without him. And unfortunately, the person who was put into torpor was a Malkavian, so he keeps waffling on how long he's actually been asleep for. But there is a contention of two conflicting Sabbat factions that they have to deal with that is trying to also vie for power in London. So if you are curious about that, check us out not this Friday, but next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me over at Marina One's channel on Tuesdays for a Paths campaign, where I play a very angry assassin that likes to shoot people from very far away. I'll let Jesse talk about the other games, but had fun, Fen. Thanks for running the game.
Yeah. Nate, is your turn.
Hi, I'm Batman Go 307, or Batman Go 307 Plays on Twitch. I am a content creator and game designer. I'm currently working on both the physical release of my game Hamsters in Space and also a fun new secret project that I'm not ready to unveil yet.
Oh man, is it Snakes in Space?
Jesse!
You signed an NDA.
What the heck?
Don't be silly. It's bunnies at the bottom of the sea.
Caleb, you also know.
Write that down, Nate. Write that down. Trademark it.
Oh, it's all up here. But yeah,
Gonna type
all
that
up in
now.
here with all my
Bunnies
skull
at the
skull
bottom
mate.
of the sea.
you
Oh, whoa, that's scary.
can catch me hypothetically on Twitch streaming games pretty soon. But also you can find my work on DriveThruRPG, and other than that, just kind of around the internet. And I also, this was a really good session. Sorry.
Hello there. My name is Caleb Wade of Kind of Mentor Presents and Go to the Phoenix. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KalebIsBlock, KalebIsBelak. You can find me on YouTube playing games. I'm currently playing Persona 4 Golden right now. It is a wild time. You can also find me here on Fridays at 6:30 Central, playing our Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG campaign, Haven Rock. We're at the halfway point of the season, and shit's about to get real. So because the party forgot that one of their friends went missing for most of the session.
Party also forgets that consequences are a thing.
Yeah, that party does forget that there are
Yeah,
consequences.
it's a Wayne Dang doodle of a time. You can also find me here on Sundays playing whatever we're playing.
I heard there's a new
yeah,
Sunday game coming up.
There's
You
a-
can talk about that one, Fen.
I will. In a
I
second.
wouldn't want to. I'm just gonna bury the lead so Fen can dig it up.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Shane.
Hi, I am Shane, also known as Marine of One. I am also a content creator / game designer for Smudgy Games, but you can find me here on Sundays and on Thursdays coming up soon for another thing that I will let Fen talk more about rather than talking about.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that too.
It's okay, everybody forgot about it.
Also, while
I
all
didn't.
of these
I've been plugging
climactic
it.
events are happening next session, Randuin will be hyperventilating in the corner.
Look, both of us are going to need therapy at the end of the night.
Nothing quite like intense insecurity to motivate you to get the 3rd level of Auspex.
Oh god, yes, please.
Anyways. Yeah, and you can find me on my own channel, Marine of One, as well as at Marine of One on Twitter. I stream games there as well as paths. I'm slowly migrating over to doing more tabletop stuff and leaving my gaming stuff on YouTube, but like it's hard because I love streaming games. But yeah. That's about it. I'm also on the other stuff going on, like the Sunday games, the things that Fen will be talking about. Some of them.
You want to give Fen something to talk about?
No, that's fine. I don't need to talk about things.
It's my turn, right?
Yeah, it's your turn. You're our last one.
Hi, I am Jesse, the other half of Jacqueline Hare. I enjoyed playing Khalees as per usual because once again I am reliable, helpful, and apparently very in tune with other people's emotions. So,
according to some members of our coterie.
So. It like River left and it had to go to the next person down.
Look, I'm just saying, who has had the most emotionally driven conversations in this coterie?
So like River is up, so like here's River, like River's up here, you know, or whatever, and then Mikhail wasn't around, but Mikhail would probably be up there too, and then like Khalees is like down here. Matt is down here.
Matt's somewhere in the sewers of that chart.
Or whatever. And so we had to rely on whoever was closest. And so you had to say the thing to Khalees, and it was funny. You can find me on my channel, Jacqueline Hare, in which I run a game called The Immortal Odyssey, where players play children of the gods and they make their way towards godhood, or make their way towards godhood, and they're doing their paths and stuff like that. We're going to be doing some Russian horror soon, so that's going to be fun as far as the session is concerned. And then we're going
to Eastern Europe now.
Yeah, we're going to Eastern Europe. And then after that, we're going to steal the bust of Nefertiti and repatriate it back to Egypt. That is definitely going to be happening as well.
Oh, you know what they say about Russian horror. Imperium Majota Postokshi Kuksnek.
Gesundheit.
What? What?
Yep. You said it. Dare I say you could say it again and it would have the same impact.
Confusion.
I'm also in other games on other channels, but I really want to give that all to Fen to talk about, specifically the ones on this channel. So hey, the last person on our list should be our
very awesome,
very cool, very powerful storyteller.
Despite appearances not made of pasta.
Yes.
But he is delicious.
Whoa.
Well, it's a running gag.
Okay, that's a running gag from the Smunchy Games people. I am delicious.
Yeah?
Apparently. I have a shirt that says it, so it must be true.
Wow.
Pretty sure it's your Smudgy Game shirt.
Yeah, it's
right?
my Smudgy Game
on the
shirt.
back.
Yeah.
Imagine that being your work shirt.
It is my work shirt for Smudgy Games. Hi, I'm Fettuccine, apparently delicious, and apparently not made of pasta, despite what you see on screen here, which apparently looks a lot like pasta. I'm Fettuccine.
It's just the username.
We're just so in awe of the fact that you were a sentient piece of pasta.
Bad bit. Move on.
No, it's fine. If we keep digging, we'll find comedy down here somewhere.
This is not a diggy hole situation.
Fettuccine went on a fucking trip to find the blue fairy, and that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Geppetto made
digging
you.
through all of that pile of dead horses to find a funny joke.
Holy shit.
What games are
Hi,
who are you?
I'm Fen. I'm the guildmaster over at Guild of the Phoenix. I also am the storyteller of tonight's game, Shadows Embrace. You can find us here weekly on multiple shows, and then bi-weekly on some of our shows, specifically this one and our other Sunday show, which I'll get to here in a second. On Mondays, I've been playing a series of games of solo RPGs, which I'm going to continue with another run of Seeker, which hopefully our character lives for longer than one evening. So
Yeah, I saw your TikTok. TikTok. Wow,
My
TikTok on
TikTok.
Wide Eye.
yeah,
I saw that. That was sad. Real
Yeah.
sad.
I showed up to the stream just in time to watch his demise. Literally 35 seconds in.
Oh wow.
I was not
yeah,
prepared.
that game is not forgiving, and it is brutal. And if you are not ready, you will die.
You like stole a thing, walked to a building. You're like, I'm gonna be an adventure.
Yeah, pretty much. That's basically what happened. 2 rooms in, you just get stabbed to death. It's a great time. It's a great game. Fun time. Great storytelling. But I'm doing that on Mondays. I will eventually destroy a deck of cards in that show, amongst other fun things. I just need to order a deck of cards that I don't feel bad about destroying. On Thursdays, you can find us here as we, sometime in the near future, I think, hopefully soon, if everything goes well, we're going to be starting a D&D 5e little campaign based in the world that I've been working on for a good while now, called Reticent. Set in a fun post-apocalyptic, high fantasy post-apocalypse with artificers controlling the government and other fun times.
I'm sorry, it sounded like you said
Post-apocalyptic.
apocalyptic.
I heard post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
It's getting
it has the same name as the shade here, recently deceased. No.
Sorry, it was funny.
Okay. The pasta joke's apparently getting everybody tonight.
I love you, fan.
I told you there was comedy in the pasta hole.
Yeah, you gotta find it. Like any
So
good
tell us about Reticent.
comedy gold is found in comedy minds. You have to get there.
Yeah.
Reticent is a fun time where we follow the adventurers as they go on a bit of a quest beyond the wall, which will be fun and hopefully exciting. And hopefully nobody dies, but I can't guarantee that.
I mean, I'm
I-
squishy as fuck.
I know I
mean,
definitely can't guarantee that my character will ever come back within the walls.
I mean, also true. Outside of that, on Fridays, I know Caleb talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, right when I get off work, because I work a day job, is a lovely game of Haven Rock, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG. I heard there were guests coming on soon in a couple weeks.
Dan.
It's going to be a good time, I think.
And for some reason, they're not. I mean, they're having guest spots. Like these all-stars are coming in as guest spots for these special episodes, and there's still not a second season confirmed.
wow.
Yeah, we haven't been
What are the
greenlit for a
network
second
execs?
season, but that's fine.
Yeah, networking
What are the
execs are
next-
still...
I mean, I think we've done
Finale.
a lot for queer representation when it comes to people of color. But, hey. No, Caleb, don't say anything about the WB. You're not going to Nick Cannon me on the stream. But no, we haven't been greenlit for a season 2 yet. But, who maybe at episode 13, we'll know.
Yeah.
Hey, is there any other things that are happening?
Yeah, on Sundays there's this. And also on Sundays where there's not this, starting on February 6th is when our first week will actually be, because we have a session 0. Before that, we'll have a lovely Cyberpunk Red game.
Ooh.
I tried to inhale water a minute ago, and I'm still drying from it, so excuse me. But it's a Cyberpunk Red game that we're going to run every other week. It's going to have a lot of us here, and then another new person. Well, not new.
But and a familiar face.
Yeah, a familiar
shall we
face.
say.
Not new to the channel, but new to that show. Which will be very exciting. So we'll have a good time covering the world of Night City in 2045, which, fun fact, gets entirely overlooked in the World of Cyberpunk book, which kind of pisses me off, but hey, fun facts.
We'll just have to write it ourselves.
Exactly, basically. But it'll be a good time, and I'm excited to dive into the world of Cyberpunk Red because it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm just excited to do cyberpunk things because I have been I've been waiting for this. So outside of that, though, that's it. That's it. The things that we do here on the channel. I am Fen. Outside of the channel, I do stuff on the internet. I guess I started doing TikToking the other day. It's been a wild ride. I don't know what I'm doing.
Welcome to my world.
Hey, it's a great time. I've been doing.
Oh, to my nightmare.
I've been doing like minute-long prompts based on Story Engine cards because I got this thing and I can't stop playing with it. Yeah. Outside of that, I'm on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter on Fettuccine, and that's where you can find most of the stuff that I do. Hey, cool. And that's it for us for this week.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I think this was a very fun episode that was mostly lighthearted. We had some moments, but for the most part, it was a good time. So yeah, we'll see you all next.
Next.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
We will see you next time.